stickers off.
And there seems to be no sign of intelligent life anywhere.
Great Scott.
I know, this is heavy.
What up, people? We live.
We are live.
You loud as hell.
Oh, sorry. Bring that back.
Nah, it's cool, bro. Boy, spook the hell out of me. What's up, people? We live, episode number 25? 25.
Yeah,
25. Y'all never know off the top of my head, even though I just made the fucking thumbnail. I'm just here. I'm just living in the moment. But 25 of these things, we going. It's been fun, every one of them. Glad y'all are here. I am the Abomination, all right, known as AJ. What up, people? How y'all doing? I'm joined by my co-host, Left Eye Ego. How you doing, sir?
What's going on? You guys reached me. It's Left Eye Ego, and we're in the new Ego headquarters. I'm glad to be back online with you guys, and I'm ready to go for today's show, man.
Man, like goddamn space cadet over there with the toys around him.
Man, that's a shout out to Deshiro and her friend A-Rod. They helped me set this whole thing up in the background. I'm not taking any credit, but I say it looks fantastic. I'm excited about it.
That shit look great. I'm excited you over there, and that it looks like pure geekery going on over there, bro. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
it's cool to see, you know, the little setups and whatnot that people got going on. I think a lot of people try to strive for that because they see how all this stuff going on, so they make the videos. I definitely know that's how I was looking at it. I was like, okay, so they all got some cooler shit in the background. I was like, okay. Then help form the little area, the studio, the wolf den, as I call it. But all right. I guess y'all don't want to hear no more about me or him. So we're gonna address the chat. We're gonna see who up in here with us. Gordon, good brother. What up, bro? Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning, you, sir.
Morning, sir.
Buenos dias. How's it doing? John A. Douglas, ready and waiting.
Hey.
John, man, that's good people's right there.
Agreed.
Ego, check out, see if you can. I think I made you a wrench, a mod thing or whatever. I think I finally figured out how to do it.
Okay, my bad.
Tell them, yeah, get on their ass. Yo, I think I done finally figured out. Okay. So now he can't even see if I did it. Anyway, I guess I will continue talking to y'all. But yeah, John is good peoples. Subscribe to John, folks. My man's just killing it. He came out the gate swinging with making the YouTube content. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna start dropping these links in here. My own.
Go right.
Let me see if I can make that happen.
Word.
Yeah, Ego, see if you can if they give you the wrench like you a mod when you comment.
I mean, it still got your name on it, so
like not from y'all, from your own account.
I have to go back in. Well, because you invited me with your link, it still has me. Like when I pull it up, it's like I'm you.
I'm talking about on your phone, or on another, or just sign into YouTube somewhere. Like
YouTube or StreamYard.
YouTube, and see if you can. It says Left Eye Ego down here. What is that? So you have, when you say it's go time, Yeah, we should have handled this shit way before we got in here. But
bro, I've been doing that in the actual chat on YouTube, and it just pops up over here. Otherwise, it has me show up as you.
That's what I mean. So when you're looking into the chat, is your name blue? Do you see the wrench next to it like you're a mod? I'm trying to see if I did it right. It don't.
We'll work on it. That's something we can work on later on.
Okay. Okay. All right.
We got my name. There's just been no wrench.
Okay. All right, y'all. But John, I was looking for your link. Look, bro, we clearly got some shit that we got to work out.
Yeah.
But that's the point of it. You know what I'm saying? Us having 25, and we're gonna have a whole lot more. Trying to figure it out as we go. People, if y'all do this streaming stuff, like, hey, let us know. I help folks out.
Just want to show you the follow up on that one too.
I'm good as gold, guys. Got paid for my first story this week, so technically I am a published author. Yes, you are, son.
Sir.
That's what I mean.
Sir.
That's what I mean. So I see John killing it in whatever he's trying to do. So look, John, we're gonna figure out how to do all this shit, the dropping links and wrenches and all that type of stuff, and then there we go. Might want to be on the screen. Dempsey, what up, Dempsey? Mine's always good people, fun to have in the chat. He says, hydrate. Speaking of hydrate, so let me tell y'all, look, I told y'all I be on the C4, right? This is my workout shit.
Okay.
Makes me feel good. Get your body tingling. If my body not burning, then if it's burning, then I know I need to be moving. That's some good stuff. We gonna talk about Cobra Kai today. And in the background in Cobra Kai, us in their little energy drink like food and beverage area, they had C4 in the back. So C4 is the chosen workout drink for Cobra Kai. I've been using it, and when I saw it, I was just like, oh my goodness, it's just all the more legit. And then my wife ended up buying the Cobra Kai tank, and I was just like, damn,
wow,
never die. I'm like Miyagi-Do, you know what I'm saying? They doing their thing, but somebody need to go over there and reimagine Cobra Kai for a more modern audience. So look, hey, drink that shit, y'all. Champions drink that. Real villains drink C4. Yep. He said, hell, you magnificent SOBs. Yeah, bro, we in here. We all great. We making things happen. Gonna have us in the background. Hey, man, that's all I ask for. As long as I see your number up there. Yes, sir. As a viewer. Gordon, you loud as hell. You like you find not in the hostage video. I know.
That's fair.
I know. That boy.
They paid the ransom.
He got left with that one Ezra Miller figure, and he was like, it started his quest for vengeance. He was like, this can't be where my story ends. I gotta go get all my shit back. Kenobi Sasquatch, hello fellas, ready for some entertainment? Yeah, we probably having too much fun so far. Nah, bro, we in here for a good time. That's what this is about. Y'all tell us to shut up. We out like get to the topics. Today we gonna talk about. We got the Wizard of Oz for y'all. All right, there's some stuff going on with that, and then we got some Marvel talk. Of course, we got some Marvel talk, and we're gonna try to. Well, we're gonna end it on Cobra Kai. We're gonna enjoy that and end on a good note, and just talk about our experiences with season 5, how we've been feeling it. Because I got some thoughts. Okay. I've enjoyed it, but I've seen so many issues that I'm just like, I don't want to end right here. Let's keep it going. You feel me? We ain't talked about it, but I got
we'll get into it.
We'll talk about it. Subscribe to Kenobi Sasquatch, people. That man is another person coming out the gate with the content creation. And yeah, good. I'm trying to get on this man's channel. And I might have him on here at some point in the future. Definitely. We'll see. We're working things out. But yeah, y'all, John making a fucking book. John inspired me. Ripper then inspired a whole lot of people. I'm just excited to see people doing things. Creators creating. Speaking of Floral from Under a Rock, this man was making another character, a dragon puppet last night. Another channel to go check out. Good people, like I said, all around. It's cool to be a part of this community. And everybody got talents and spreading around, dipping in each other pot, as in like, oh, how can I help you out here? What can what can we talk about over here? All that type of stuff. So it's fun. So kids, I still don't support your live Miles Morales. We did
Maybe Love or Live. Yeah.
Your your love of Miles Morales, bro. Miles Morales is on my wall back here, son. Into the Spider-Verse is on the shelf up here, son. I love the idea of Miles Morales, but he's a mishandled character. All right. I'm on up to it. I don't give a fuck. All right, last comment, Dempsey. I am creative. LOL. I started posting my music on here because I was inspired by people like you two. Dempsey, I don't know if I have or if not, but I'm gonna make sure I check that out. We gonna
check out the music. Yeah.
Drop
a link if you can.
Yeah, bro, drop a link to something. Hey, you know what? Like I said, hey, we can't do all the work. People, if you up in here, drop your link if that shit works and make it happen.
Shameless promoter. We don't care.
Make it happen.
Shameless with your promotion.
Yeah. As long as you ain't spam or bots or spam, like I said, some weird shit. But I know these people in the chat right now, like I said. So get y'all shits in there. Wow, you're changing. Gross. What the fuck is changing? What are you talking about? My love of Miles, the idea of Miles has been the same the whole time.
All right, what we got for the first topic, man?
I know, bro. That's why I said I understand when the sneaker sounds on the wall because I felt it. I tingled, but I couldn't let it control me. But I saw everybody else.
For a basketball. I was looking for the basketball.
That's looking for the basketball.
Exactly. When you gonna drop the N1 mixtape was all that I was thinking.
Spider-Man playing basketball. Come on now, this should be dope.
Go to the first topic, man.
We can leave it at Peter Parker though, because Andrew Garfield, if he would have came with it in Spider-Man, when that whole scene with Flash, if he would have came with the Spider-Man on the court skills, I would have been all for it. But anyway, all right, first topic, y'all. Fucking going off on nothing. This is what we got going on. Who reading this? You or me?
I guess you can go and read that one.
All right.
Yeah, go read it.
I've been talking forever. Do they want to hear me more?
All right, then I'll go ahead and read it then. All right. So we got this from Variety. Kenya Bear says Wizard of Oz remake will include LGBTQ representation to reflect the real world. All right, let's go ahead and read this on here. Okay. So somewhere over the rainbow indeed. Kenya Barris tells me that LGBTQ representation will be featured in his Wizard of Oz remake. The original was an allegory and a reflection of the way the world was at the time with things like the Great Depression and the Dust Bowl, says Barris, who will write and direct the reimagining for Warner Brothers. Now we're going to turn mirror on where we're at right now and take disparate characters from the LGBTQ community, from the different cultural communities, and socioeconomic communities and tell a story that reflects the world. I think this is the best time to do that. All right, scroll down a little bit here. Okay, he understands a Wizard of Oz remake comes with tremendous pressure. I'm nervous, Barris tells me. Hopefully my movie can last as long as the original does. He adds with a laugh, and I will say this is the important part. Hopefully my movie comes out. And that's the end of the blurb. All right? So that's pretty much it.
Okay.
I think they said there's another remake that they're doing from another studio that's more so about the ruby red slippers, but that was the general gist of the one that we read. So the first thing that I noticed, even outside of the whole reimagining representation thing, is who's making this. This is Warner Brothers. And the fact that they're saying this, knowing damn well that Zaslav is in charge of what gets made and what doesn't, I'm not sure this sees the light of day based on this being a reimagining and having Zaslav at the helm. They already cut Batgirl to save their losses, and this man is going through with the scythe cutting out anything that he doesn't deem profitable. And I don't think that focusing on the disparate communities of the Wizard of Oz is going to be something that gets put out. First of all, yes, it was the Great Depression. However, Dorothy lived on a farm. So the things that she would know would be about, oiling up anything that's rusty, the scarecrow that gets away the crows. Don't know how the lion fits in there at all, and her dog Toto. And these were actual people that she interacted with every day. I don't see how you make this all about a culture and a socioeconomic thing when it was literally a 12-year-old having a fever dream, and she put people that she knew directly into her dream, which is what we generally do when we dream. Now, that's enough of me talking. Abomination AG, your thoughts, sir?
Well, you said you don't know how they could do it. They'll do it just like the one guy making the Robin in the Hood remake or some shit with a
Which
little
Robin in
black.
the Hood remake?
There's some director. He didn't talk to responded to a Geeks and Gamers video, some in As video about so he's reimagining the uh Robin Hood story, but
Okay.
Robin is going to be a black girl, Robin with a Y, and she's going to be I don't know the Robin Hood story like that, but he's adapting it. But it's gonna be a ghetto girl. She got like a band, or I think she raps or some shit. So
that is terrible. That's a terrible
yeah,
idea.
lack of creativity. So now they just gonna take fucking Dorothy, and hell, they was living on a farm, having to work hard. So you gonna put Black Dorothy in there struggling, working hard, and you know whatever. I don't know. That's what
doesn't
simple as that.
Absolutely no, does not make sense to me, because then you're telling me that Dorothy is running around with a band of LGBTQ characters, and then if she's not in the real world, then when she has a dream, how are they going to magically show up?
It won't be a band of them. It'll just be one gay.
And even then, it's like, I mean, it's gonna be hard to explain at that point, because technically they weren't real characters. So we're gonna have a gay scarecrow. Oh no. You know what's gonna be You know what's gonna be gay? The lion gonna be gay.
Yeah, it's gonna be the lion.
Oh, so cowardly. A pussycat. Yeah, it's gonna be the lion. I thought about it. It can be no one but the lion at this point.
He was already the closest to it, even though he wasn't. You know, I don't know. His hair was kind of curly. Whatever. Look, I'm not saying I'm not mad at it. It's being done. So, like I just said, with the Robin Hood shit, or with the Little Mermaid, it's just a black remake for the sake of being a black remake.
Yeah, I mean, and I guess that's the problem I get, is the fact that I know that people have done other things that are technically a remake or a reboot, but it can be called something different. Like, we'll talk about later about Cobra Kai. Technically, Cobra Kai is a continuation of the Karate Kid, but if you change a lot of things, like, well, hey, this isn't the Karate Kid anymore, this is Cobra Kai, and you can still do that and be successful without having to steal the name and try to plaster another story on it. We're not saying that Robin Hood for the Hood is a bad idea. It technically isn't, but you could call it something else. You know what I mean? Because it's hard. Robin Hood literally retreated into the forest. People lived in the woods. There were castles, and they were pretty much isolated otherwise in Nottingham. You can't say, then the only way that she can retreat to the hood is if you're saying it's Section 8 housing. That's not a good look.
So I think the lack of creativity comes from, we're going to take this story and just make it black. Whereas creativity, it would think to me, like off the top of my head, I was just like, well, what if you take the same concept, struggle, stealing from those who have more? What if you put that on like a zombie fucking idea? So it's like you got the little people on the outskirts that are struggling, actually having to fight zombies day to day, and you have somebody to go and take from the rich people that's like, no, stay out, you poors. Attack on Titan. I don't know if you've seen that, but you had the lowest of the low people on the outside. The Titans was right on the outside of the wall, and then you had the higher ups, the people with the money and all that, in the middle, the most secure. So I'm like, you can take that idea. Why does it have to be just Black Robin Hood?
And I was just like, this doesn't. I was like, I was also saying, so you're going to say, because of capitalism and white man bad, I'm going to steal from them, which is the general problem that I've been having lately with a lot of Black people. When they see either something happening where Black people are in trouble doing something, they'll say that, oh, well, the white people do that, so we should be able to do that too.
Yeah.
Was like, well, if you're saying what they're doing is wrong, then you shouldn't turn around and do the same thing and say that because they did it, I can do that. Yeah. Like, if you have brothers or sisters, that don't work.
Yeah, bro, that's your child.
Exactly.
That's what you're supposed to stop doing.
Right, exactly. You just want to look at it like, who didn't spank you as a child?
Yeah.
Who didn't spank you? Anyway, go. Well, I mean, what were your thoughts for the Wizard of Oz thing too?
So, okay, the Wizard of Oz. My specific thing with that was, black director. So
Yeah.
this black guy's making this story again. They blackifying it, but then they got to make sure they put the LGBT whatever in there, and that's not just exclusive to black. That's just what's happening now. But in these examples, so we got this dude, and then I thought Ryan Coogler, working on the Black Panther movies, and before that he had done Creed, and I don't know what else, but I think it's
Fruitvale Station with Michael B. Jordan, same type. Fruitvale Station.
Okay, so a come up story for a black person, and then what? Yeah. And then what I'm covering, Barry Jenkins with the Mufasa, and the projects that he worked on previously was Two Black Struggle, The Underground Railroad, some Amazon series, Black Struggle, Moonlight, Black Struggle with a Black gay Struggle. Lead, and then If Bill Street Could Talk, another Black Struggle movie from my hometown, Memphis, Tennessee. Yeah. But it seems like anytime you get these black appointed stories, it always has to be some struggle shit. And to take that concept and put it in these fantasy type films, like with Mufasa, I don't want to see Mufasa struggle and come out the hood and get to where he is now. Yeah, from Crack Rock. That what you said, bro? He done went from Crack Rock to Pride Rock. But yeah, I don't want to see that shit in my Disney, you know what I'm saying, in my Lion King story. I've said this before, I've kind of put like races and whatnot and classes to the Lion King characters, but the Simba's lineage was the Uncle Phil, and you know what I'm saying, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. It was like they out the, whether or not they've been out the hood or whatever, it doesn't matter, but they light-skinned, higher class, you know what I'm saying, living in a good area. Those are the Pride Lands. I don't want to see Uncle Phil's getting out the hood and going there. It was addressed in the Fresh Prince because that was the place for that show. But this is pure fantasy, good time for kids, just have fun. And again, we're going to the black struggle shit. So instead of keeping kids invested in sing-alongs and colorful characters and animals, it's I gotta see this nigga live a terrible life and it ends happily ever after.
No, it might end happily ever after.
Well, for the Lion King, it does.
Okay, but I'm saying for the struggle stuff they're trying to make live action, it's like, is it?
You right, because then with the Ryan Coogler shit, you know, he didn't. I wonder, like, how much say-so did he have in keeping T'Challa in the movie or going through with the funeral shit, you know, with Chadwick Boseman. Like, I know what Disney wanted. Disney wanted what they got. How much did Ryan Coogler fight that? You know what I'm saying? Again, just the black struggle.
I think the funeral was probably his idea because, you know, I've been to like white funerals and black funerals, but black funerals are the only ones that you generally see people wearing all white. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I think that was his idea. It's like, hey, it's a celebration of life, which is what we do, or a homegoing service. You wear white, you know. So I think that might have been his idea, and the rest was, hey, we need to introduce an additional anti-hero, you know, so that there really aren't any stakes. But you know, we want you to introduce Namor, but the rest is probably up to you with how that writes and how that turns out. You know, so that's just my general thinking on it. I'm on top of the fact that I think that he did Blackish, maybe Black as fuck. So
yeah,
you know, I we were talking about it yesterday, but off camera. But we were saying that I think that they're having a lot of these black directors that they want to be the next Spike Lee. And the thing about Spike Lee was unique in that he was one of the few black directors that were making specifically black films about the actual documented historical struggles. Like he would take on Malcolm X, you know, he would take on a Glory. He would do, oh, good Lord. Oh, the one that was in New York. I forget which one it was, but you know, he did Jungle Fever. He really would tackle those tough subjects that white directors wouldn't want to touch and black directors weren't adept enough to do. But now you get all these black directors that they want to force into that next Spike Lee role. And, you know, you wonder how much does a black director having his own agency when he wants to put out a movie.
Yeah.
Get what I mean? He might be the director or a writer, but he's not a producer. And I'm actually surprised that a lot of these Black up-and-coming directors aren't hitting up Tyler Perry to help make their own or create their own. You know what I mean? He's got $1 billion studio, and he knows that he's going to be he'll at least listen more than these bigger named studios will do. And you're going to have possibly more freedom if you're putting out your own original content under, his banner. So I'm actually surprised that we get a lot of these Black directors only doing one-trick pony type movies.
And I guess that adds to my question or my ponderance of this. It's like every time you get a Black, and these examples I've given for what I'm seeing, Black person is Black struggle. But these people seem to, that's what they make. So it's like, why doesn't Disney or mainstream media give, for the people who are looking for handouts from white people, why don't they give them other stories? Like The Woman King, that's another Black struggle movie in a way. But I guess
I would say,
hold on. With like you said, getting your own, having your own. Are these people? I don't want to say anything about their individual character because I don't know anything about them. But it's like this is honestly how Black men are more so being depicted in media by the men that are being chosen to handle these movies, whereas you get like a young Ripper, somebody who doesn't agree with that, the ideology or those stories that they putting out, just blackity black struggle shit, and he creates his own. So you get what I'm saying? Like, we know how they're depicting a lot of characters, Black men. It's like, damn, you're getting these actual men to work on these projects. Same way with women and She-Hulk. You getting actual women who feel like this, that hate these men and their lives or whatever, don't want to live traditional roles to make these stories. That's just what I'm wondering. That's what I'm thinking about.
I think the answer in the fact is, if you've been around Black people, you're just, you have one that you work with, or you're just cool with them. My best friend's white. So I think that for a lot of other people that don't necessarily interact with Black people a lot, if you interact with someone that's Black, that's put together, it can be uncomfortable. Like, I'll say for this, I'm not going to say my last name on here, but when people hear my last name, it's very generic. It's a very generic last name. However, everyone assumes that I'm not from America. Mm-hmm. Like, especially when they see me in the office, they're like, "Oh, what? How you doing? Hey, how you doing?" Like, oh, I see your name here. Are you from? And they'll literally say the islands. Like, are you from Haiti? From Trinidad? From Jamaica? Like, I can't be. I just can't be American. I was like, no. I'm originally from Richmond, Virginia. Lived in Illinois until I was 8, and then moved to Texas when I was 10. Spent some time in Philly, came back to Texas. Oh, okay, all right. So your parents, they're American. Oh, what do your parents do? Mom's an educator. My dad's an insurance adjuster. He works for a big company, and he travels for work. Oh, what about your brothers? One's a business owner, the other is a counselor, and the other one works in insurance as well. And you're in the health field? Yeah. It might be an uncomfortable conversation for them because they haven't seen that. And so it could be more palatable for them to say, oh, I want to see the struggle of where you got to where you are. I was like, okay, well, I mean, does a struggle mean being in school from the age of 4 to 30? Because that was kind of my struggle. I mean, but were you ever poor? I mean, we lived in apartments, but we got a house after that. Oh, okay. Bye. Let me go watch Robin the Hood. That makes me feel a lot better.
So they want to believe every Black person has had this oppressive ass life,
right?
And they do their part to uplift this Black person they encounter.
I have seen the people that I work with have literal mind strokes trying to figure this out.
Like, let me help you, nigga. Let me do right by you.
And that's why I got to be like, no, let me help you. My bonus comes in this month. We got to help you out, bro. You know what I'm saying? Need a new roof? Boom, take it. You know what I mean? I'm in the position to where that doesn't really that doesn't really not appeal to me, but it doesn't really work for me. You know what I mean? It's like that. I don't actually live that struggle life you're talking about. I know it. I've seen it. I understand it. But I'm not gonna be like, oh, poor insert nationality here. You just need my help to get better at life.
Yeah.
No. And so it can be a lot more palatable to hear the struggle because it reinforces your preconceived notions of insert, ethnicity here.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'd have to take the chance to actually get to know somebody before you figure out, oh, okay, this is how you live. So maybe I was wrong on some other preconceived notions. Like I said, my homie Exhibitor, best friend, he didn't really feel comfortable making a joke with me for like a year because he didn't know how I'd respond to it.
Yeah.
And then, once he got over that, he called me out kind of assholes, but, I kind of am one. So it worked out. But after that, he felt comfortable like, well, hey, is it a thing that Black people do this or do that? And I can actually have those conversations with him. And it's not me being offended or me talking down to him. It's just us having a conversation that has to deal around race. Anyway, that got deep, really, guys. But he invites that was the answering his questions.
He invites you to the barbecue and say, like, how much watermelon should we have?
I brought potato salad with raisins. No, I'm not supposed to do that. No, okay, no, I shouldn't do
that. Oh shit! All right. What was we talking about? Yeah, the black directors though. It's just wild to me that when a black person is involved, that's just the way we get. But also, I was thinking like, well, shit, going back to actual Disney. And I can't even say the directors of these two movies, but Tiana, my issue with her, she's African American. She's slumming it. That was our black princess. She was a frog for most of the movie. And she didn't get no magic. It was she worked hard, and then man from another country with a whole lot of money married her and paid, all of her debt and all that type of shit. And then you got Disney Pixar's Soul, which in that movie. And I tell anybody who I talk about this movie, my issue, when you look at that movie, you see a black man and you see a cat on his shoulder. After watching that movie, I realize now that in that black man's body is some little white girl and the black man is the cat on the shoulder. So it's always some struggle shit. The movie was about him trying to be a jazz musician, but it wasn't happening for him. Again, struggle life. But it's every time there's a black character, that's the story. That's the story, and that's the weird part. And this is what we're here for. It got deep just then, but we still having a good time and laughing at the shit. Because once you can put your emotions to the side and just see what's happening, like objectively for what it is, then it's expected. So it's like, hey, there they go. They racism showing again. Y'all see that? And so we just laugh at the shit. They keep on making decisions like that, and why they fuck up.
Because if you don't, you're just gonna spaz out on somebody. So you're gonna have to laugh at it sooner or later.
And Wizard of Oz, though, yes, it has to be the line, because if any one of them dudes was giving head, you don't want it from Scarecrow, dry shit. You don't want it from the Tin Man, hard as shit. You might cut you, and that boy was rusty. Get that tetanus in your dick. It gotta be the lion. It gotta be the lion. Good wet.
Because we know he ain't got no teeth, no
mouth, no teeth.
No teeth.
You ain't used to using teeth. You safe.
Yo, quick question, bro. Are they gonna have Oompa Loompas though? They underrepresented. The Wizard of Oz.
Oompa
no.
Loompas.
Not the Oompa Loompas. I'm sorry, wrong one.
The Lollipop Guild, the Munchkins.
The Munchkins and the Flying Monkeys.
Hey, the Flying Monkeys was the best part of the Wizard of Oz. Toto gonna be a pit bull or Chihuahua. She gonna be Latin. She gonna be Afro-Latina. They're not gonna make her black. She gonna be Afro-Latina. She gonna have a Chihuahua. That's what's happening.
I'm gonna have a stroke if I see that.
All right, well, don't watch it because it's coming.
Ain't no way.
Oh my
goodness, you a fool, sir.
Oh my goodness, get out of here with that, bro. Get out of here with that. At least have more respect for yourself. Again, the wet mouth. You gonna take that mess? That dry, you might as well just go stick your dick in the dirt outside. You get it right then. You ain't gonna run up on no cowardly lion in the real world ready to give it to you.
Oh man.
The witch, she gonna be black. She gonna be like, girl, we got it bad. We gotta be bosses. I don't know what they're gonna do. But anyway, that's what's gonna happen. All right, next topic. We addressing the chat. Y'all up in here. We having fun. Thank y'all. Yeah. Everybody who up in here, Sleazy just hopped up in here. Hey. What up, bro? What up, bro? Anybody else we got a shout out that just came through? I don't think so. Yeah. All right, next topic. Yeah. Let me get this shit off my screen.
All
right. So we talking about these the mishandling of black characters right now, especially in the hands of black people. All right, this next topic. It seems like once you get your token black, you gotta have your token Mexican as well.
Hot potato tokenism.
We throw both of them Browns in the same movie. Make sure we take those boxes. All right, y'all. Man. Anthony Mackie's replacement. Is that what we're looking at right now? Anthony Mackie. That's actually not the one I wanted to bring up, but hey, fuck it, we here. Anthony Mackie's replacement as Falcon gets officially confirmed. So I didn't watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I heard from YouTube what has happened. But apparently there was some Mexican guy there. All right. Anthony Mackie, Sam Wilson is about to take on new levels of responsibility within the MCU in his first ever solo movie, 2024's Captain America: New World Order. All right. That's the weird part, because first ever solo movie, and he's not even his own original black character. He's the sloppy seconds of fucking Captain America. If that ain't racist, I don't know what is. By officially taking over the role of Captain America after Steve Rogers passed down the torch and the shield, he basically told Kunta Kinte, your name is now Toby, go work in them fields, boy. He now leaves the Falcon moniker in the rearview mirror after utilizing that superhero alter ego since 2014's Captain America: The Winter Soldier. So just like the other black characters, he was introduced in the white man's movie because they don't believe in black characters. Mackie's hero now comes into Captain America 4 with an all-star supporting cast as the group looks to stop Tim Blake Nelson's leader, who will make a glorious return in Phase 5 following his only MCU appearance in 2008's The Incredible Hulk.
Stop.
So they finally getting around to acknowledging those events, but they had to make sure that they /cucked the Hulk enough to where the rest of this shit would just fall in line and we'll forget the real man that he was. But people, we didn't forget. So many have been, and we still reading the article. I'm just going off right now. But we have seen so many people put up comparison videos of Mark Ruffalo's Hulk to 2008's Edward Norton's Hulk. And Flaccid Phoenix, who is in the chat, is one of those people. So they was trying to be slick and be like, okay, if we do it far long enough, they can just go forget about these characters. Hell, even Abomination's design is not even the same from the 2008 movie. Now he's just Tim Roth with weird, I don't know, veins and whatever coming out his shit's retarded, bro. In this case includes Danny Ramirez, who first debuted in Joaquin Torres in 2021's The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and is now prepping for his first big screen appearance within the MCU. So, some Latin guy was there in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and now he's about to be in the movies. That's what's happening. I don't know this guy. And according to a couple of the biggest names behind Captain America 4, he's now prepped and ready to be Anthony Mackie's replacement with the MCU in search of a new Falcon. That's what's happening, people.
And that's the guy right there.
This is the guy.
He was in Top Gun.
Okay. Anthony Mackie's Falcon replacement on the way. Speaking with Screen Rant, Captain America: New World Order director Julius Ona finally confirmed for the first time that Danny Ramirez will be replacing Anthony Mackie. Yes, the Falcon. He'll get the wings in 2024 movie. Confirmed to be the Falcon. Explain the bomb really helps when the most score. Okay, I'm skipping along. They saying a whole lot of nothing. Y'all basically got to the point. Is he gonna say any dumb shit? All right, this coming out of the actor's mouth, huh? Don't read it.
Not really. No, go. You can. Yeah.
All right, so this is coming out the actor's mouth. Let's see what he say. I'm thrilled.
I think this is the director saying that. Ona, the director saying this.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. Go ahead.
All right, I'm thrilled. Danny Ramirez, who's playing Falcon, right? And he and I go back a bit. So, and Anthony's somebody I've been a huge fan of as well. So, getting to work with them, first of all, director to actor, and then being able to shape these characters and take the relationships forward is incredible. And their relationships is one of my favorite ones in this movie. It really helps form the emotional core of how Sam has to define himself as Captain America because he loves this guy. They are both soldiers, they're brothers, and their journey, I think, is going to be something that really resonates with audiences. All right. So basically, that's what's happening. My issue with that, the story that they're trying to tell with this was the story that they were supposed to get from Steve Rogers as Captain America and Falcon, Sam Wilson as fucking Falcon. But they were so in a rush, Disney's Marvel, to push this shit out and get to the diversity and representation that they just skipped over all this, rush past all this good storytelling to give you this minority brotherly movie. Now, also takes me back to this fucking quote of the dude who playing Namor and Wakanda Forever, which we're gonna talk about. But he said that movie is going to be used to talk about the racial tension or like issues between minorities to reflect the real world, because it's not just whites that y'all think that hate brown folk. It's brown folks hating browner folks. That shit happens.
That Chris Rock joke was not a lie.
Yeah. So that's what they use with these movies. So it's just funny that we get the like I said, this black lead, and then we got to have the token Mexican right under him. What's your thoughts on this, bro?
The problem that I have first and foremost is that a minority needs to define himself who he is as a superhero to bounce that off of another minority. Get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The Captain America as a Steve Rogers, his main struggle was living in a world where there technically wasn't a world war, but there could have been potential enemies on all sides. And he's also a man out of time, whom time seems to have passed him by. None of his friends that he originally had during World War II are even alive anymore. Or if they're not, they're very old or near death. So his problem was trying to find his place in this new world. If anything, Captain America solo movie could have been called New World Order because it was for him.
Mm-hmm.
So for Anthony Mackie's Falcon, well, Steve Rogers is still alive. So Steve Rogers is still his closest friend, so he can still get any, and if he runs into any problems, he can always run to him for support. And as far as I know, Falcon's still alive, so he can still run with Winter Soldier. So why does he have a struggle then as the new Captain America? That's my main question. Mm-hmm. And if he's got the wings as Falcon and he's Captain Falcon, is he handing down his wings as his hand-me-down? Is he sloppy secondsing Danny Ramirez's character? That's why I'm confused, because he had the wings, right, when he was Captain Falcon. And if you're going to make him...
Right.
Go ahead.
So we're about to have two brown bird boys?
That's why I'm confused. Yeah, it's like, I don't get it. You wanted him to have the wings and the shield, which I guess is an amalgamation of a superhero, fine. But if he gives the wings to Danny Ramirez's character, I thought Sam's biggest... plus as a superhero was that he could fly. He was a paratrooper, so he's used to flight. So you're technically going to clip the bird's wings.
Mm-hmm.
Is he a penguin now? He's a flightless bird.
Get that boy to. I was just thinking, what they gonna do? Give him some jet boots, some little skate boots like Shadow the Hedgehog, and that boy be skating around with that shield.
Don't forget, Abomination. When he does that, he has to make sneaker sounds like he's on the basketball court. Don't do that.
I don't know how they're going to do that because he ain't making contact with the ground, though. They're going to have in the cool down scene where they just chilling, then that's when you're going to see Sam playing basketball with this new Falcon, with Golden Eagle. That's where you're going to see his basketball skills.
It's going to be basketball, it's going to be soccer. Need to get that Latin market.
That's what they're going to do. Sam going to be killing it. He going to be playing basketball. And then you're going to see Golden Eagle hit the ball with his feet. And then Sam going to be like, what's that called? Is it traveling. When you hit the ball with your foot, he's gonna be traveling. And he was like, nah, cuz, how we do it back at home. And then you're gonna be doing a little soccer ball shit with the basketball. And then he gonna kick it and score a goal. And then they're gonna be like, oh, brotherly relationship right there. And then all the normies gonna be like, oh, that was so beautiful. They the minorities connected through sports. It was like, that was such a great character moment from them.
Oh my god. Exactly. That's the problem that I have. It doesn't make sense to me. It does not make sense to me at all that you bring in a Latino character that actually just could have been a soldier. You know what I mean? He could have just been eyes and ears on the ground. He could have worked logistics for the Falcon. He could have been his oracle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Show me that, there are people that behind the scenes. Like, people kind of liked S.H.I.E.L.D., Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., because they were doing the behind the scenes works while the superheroes were doing their thing. So yeah. I don't understand why you couldn't have brought him in and say, hey, this is the tech guy, because I don't think you really have Tony Stark's dead, so your tech connection's cut off. I need someone that can help me repair these things. Like, I can do the flight because I'm used to being a paratrooper, but I don't know the ins and outs and the mechanics of how these things work. Enter this guy. You could say he's, codename Falcon, I guess, but the thing is, like, he operates the drones. He does the tech. Where's the ingenuity that you're actually giving the minorities instead of saying that they're hand-me-downs? Do you get what I mean? Yeah. You're telling me that his stuff never breaks down. I know the shield is vibranium. However, the wings aren't. The wings are going to require constant maintenance and upkeep. And if you don't have anyone to do that, it falls apart. I mean, literally.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I get the problem. The problem I'm having is that they're not giving any of the minority characters any sense of ingenuity unless they're stealing it.
If you damn, what the fuck was I just thinking about? But that whole point just left my head. Something about the black characters. I don't know, bro. I fucking lost it.
That's fine. It'll probably come back. Yeah, it's just the main problem I have with bringing in new race characters is the fact that now you're saying that every character, regardless of race, has to be the same character. I understand the concept of a mantle, but even when Bucky Barnes took on the role of Captain America, he was technically doing a bunch of undercover stuff, and he really couldn't be identified as Captain America.
Okay, you said Bucky. That was my thought. So
yeah,
the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I remember that was a show. I didn't watch it, but it was like real ground level. If they would have came out with, because you had Steve Rogers, Captain America, kept him Captain America, or even when he left. No, before that. So you had the Patriot, who was a black dude.
Yes.
But so they could have had him, an original black character that followed Captain America, left Falcon as himself, and I want to say let Winter Soldier take over as Captain America for a moment, but then we already talked about he's probably going to be the White Wolf in Black Panther or Wakanda Forever. So he's already going to be that character. So I think Captain America should just be out of it for a moment. And then, like with the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. thing, because then you have Falcon, who could have been in this Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. story. Right. You had Hawkeye, Black Widow, so they could have been still getting some shine. This Patriot, you know what I'm saying? This black dude, Winter Soldier, is he working on behalf of S.H.I.E.L.D. over in Wakanda? Is that a connection or something? So yeah, I think that goes back to my issue with them. It's like they're not planning this shit out or really thinking about it. They're just trying to check boxes with, I guess, what they have, as opposed to making it make sense.
Okay.
Yeah, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was garbage, CW show or some shit. But I'm like, the concept, all of these concepts in actuality sound great if you tell a comic book person, hey, we're bringing this to a bigger screen, like even Disney Plus or something. Hell, She-Hulk.
Exactly.
Yeah, she could have been like working or been part of that.
Yeah. It's just you have this whole wide universe and you want to make it self-contained and it doesn't work. I think that's the main problem I have with all of these is the fact that you've got this big net and you can name drop, that's fine, but I mean, if you want to keep it self-contained, keep it self-contained. There's no way that she shouldn't have been an attorney for S.H.I.E.L.D. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like it was a big missed opportunity to reincorporate characters post Endgame. And now they're trying to say, oh well, let's just focus on the inclusivity of the characters. It's like that doesn't really make any sense. You've got this big wild world out there. You know, if you want to introduce a Latino character, I guess that's fine. But I mean, he could have been an original one, or use one that you actually have that's in your actual catalog. But that's just me, though. You know,
that Ginger character from She-Hulk. I'm not watching the show. I just watch people's reactions and then watching it and shit. But I actually like her, that character. And I said, we mentioned this before, or I said I think she should have just been the person making She-Hulk's attire. Give her a Shield connection. Hey, so now she's the one making superhero suits instead of if you watch that episode in She-Hulk that had the black gay dude making outfits, super outfits, Black Edna mode. And then they had the fucking Daredevil helmet, and then give Daredevil in the next episode. But like that's a role that you could have given somebody that you already have, instead of throwing in this whole other character that really serves no purpose besides pushing your plot forward, but in a way that doesn't make sense. So yeah, I think Ginger, she should have been the one making fucking outfits for Jen. That gives reason for why the best friend is there, why the best friend is key to the fucking, why their relationship is important.
I was gonna say, on top of that, all the money that you used on Meg Thee Stallion's cameo, you could have used on an actual designer that said, hey, YSL or Gucci's trying to get to the superhero tailoring business. So hey, we got this deal. Hey, wear this. That could have been your in with marketing too. You know what I mean? I don't mean to cut it short, but I was looking at, I forget which article it was, but they actually teamed up with a bunch of designers to have a version of Bruce Wayne Enterprises gear, like a Wayne Enterprises headphones for like $500, or Wayne Enterprises like jeans for $200. And you're like, oh damn, it's a cool concept, because it's Wayne Enterprises. Wayne is technically the billionaire, you would say, alter ego almost of Batman. So I'm wearing the things that Bruce Wayne would wear. Do you know what I mean? Like that's actually a cooler concept than just throwing a celebrity cameo in to try to boost up a character that we have mixed feelings on anyway. There were so many avenues that could have been way better than just a cameo.
As well as with the She-Hulk, because we're not going too in detail, because I don't think either of us are watching this shit, but something that I would see in the comic books is world building. Or in terms of world building, like even the Miles Morales movie, it looked like it was straight out of a comic book. And they would have things like, I know instead of an apple on Mac products, they have a pear, or like they'll have some weird version of something that's established in our world that we can identify and say, okay, well, this is a tech company in the Marvel universe, this is a movie company in the Marvel universe. And that's something I don't feel that She-Hulk is doing. A lot of these movies are doing, or TV shows. But I was just thinking like the Nike swoosh, but instead you put like the little actual wings on it, like a Thor helmet, and it'd be like just fluid. You know what I'm saying? Like some,
that's a good one.
Yeah, like some character is actually making shoes or something in this world. But then like a lot of people are having issues with the Star Wars projects. It doesn't feel like a living, breathing Star Wars world. None of these worlds seem living and breathing. Like
it's the walking corpse.
It's all just a corpse. It's just, this is a Marvel skeleton. All right, we just got buildings and the characters, but it's like, damn, you're not even translating the characters as themselves. So if I don't believe the characters, and I don't even believe the world at the same time, like, why should I be invested? That's something. That's something I'm always asking people, like, why are your hopes up? Why are you invested in these projects when you clearly see that these people are not trying to like do it any justice or think about the shit that they're doing creatively? Creatively. All right, bro.
Agree. Completely agree.
Let me go back to the chat.
All right.
Dempsey. Let me start off with Dempsey. I really hope that they aren't trying to set up a World War Hulk. It is hopeless, broken. At this point, they need to just reset the universe already. Contrivances on top of contrivances. RIP MCU. I definitely agree, Dempsey. They definitely should not go back. It can't even work with Mark Ruffalo's Hulk, but they need to keep fucking up until this shit dies and it burns into ashes. I don't think I can't agree to the current people working on it saying, okay, we need to change things up. Kind of like how I said with the Sonic movie, like cool, that the artist or whatever changed the design, but if they cared about that project seriously, you wouldn't have got that garbage ass design of Sonic in the first place. So it's like you had people who actually respected these things, you wouldn't get the versions that we have. Like what I was telling you, Ego, about the creators of Avatar, and how they were saying, like they admitted in my fucking book back here in one of their letters or talking to each other, like despite the restrictions but that these studios will put on us, we will still create something that's still the heart of our characters, that's that's going to respect what we've created so far. And I don't think these projects are in the hands of people who take that approach and actually believe in the projects that they're working on.
Agree.
The properties. So yeah, the current people are in charge of Marvel, Disney's Marvel. Nah, it ain't working. Keep on fucking up. Keep on doing dumb shit until everybody's just checked out and they like, fuck this superhero stuff. Fuck Marvel, DC bullshitting as well. And then we're gonna come up, you know what I'm saying? Like, I always say this, we come up with our superheroes like, hey, what about this character? Y'all feeling that? Y'all like this? Because nobody knew Blade was Marvel when he came out. Comic fans did, but everybody else was just like, Wesley Snipes, black dude,
exactly,
part vampire, killing vampire, Hancock.
And that was before, because they wouldn't give him being Black Panther T'Challa. These damn dogs.
Yeah. But hey, man, just let them burn it all. Just burn it all. It's just cool to call out the changes that they're making to show, or actually wake people up to like, this is garbage and this is why. But yeah, Lou Trigno needs to come back and play Maestro. I don't get the joke. You call him Lou Trigno. Ferrigno. There you go. Okay, he corrected. Lou Ferrigno. Yeah. Now Decepticon, nothing needs to happen. Just like I'm glad Tim Allen didn't come back for Lightyear. Like, nope. Nobody good needs to be involved in these. Just let them burn. Let them burn the faster. Here go Kaylin. Kaylin, I'm glad you're here because the Phoenixes, one or two of them, they in the chat. Talk to them about the dick stuff. But I don't know why your foreskin keep growing, son. To where you got to keep getting it cut off. I don't think it worked like that. But I haven't pulled too many dicks on it, so I don't know. Dempsey, it's okay. Star Wars has loud explosions in space, some sneaker sounds while in the air is no problem. They'll throw in a tire squeal when he slows down for good measure. Hey, man, it can't put it past them. Mackie ain't got no skills. Probably don't. I'm thinking, what if the wings, though? Y'all, I always think about a superhero basketball team. And that's a question for y'all. Ego ain't even here. What is your three-man squad? Perfect basketball superhero team. Mine is the Incredible Hulk, Spider-Man, and Nightcrawler. All right, I'm just throwing that out there. For some reason, I think about this to have a basketball court full of superpowered people and seeing them use their powers. That's dope. That's dope. Do you think that Neo Falcon will save an actual cat? I'm sure he will, because to prove to the mostly white areas that he'll be saving that he's a good little nigger boy. So yeah, if some old white lady need a cat saved out of a tree, Falcon's your man, or Captain Falcon's your man. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was such a good show. See, that's why your foreskin keep growing, Kaylin, because you do insane shit like that. See. Did they ever show where Red Wing came from, or were we to assume it was Star Trek? See, there you go. You don't see. Oh, you going to see Ironheart? She was beating that damn ham, so she making her suit. But Falcon, all of his shit is Stark Tech. All of his shit is hand-me-downs. But the Black Woman, she gonna do it on her own. So what you're saying is he need a Lucius Fox.
Yeah. Yes. Anthony Mackie's Falcon needs a Lucius Fox. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I agree. Yeah. Someone to help with the tech. Yep. Lucius Fox or Oracle.
Caitlin just went off about the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. He loved it. Mike has bad knees. I've been watching She-Hulk, and there's no characters that are interesting. Not one is all stupid. Bro's terrible. I seen folks reacting to that wedding episode, and oh man, it's terrible. It's inconsistent. It shows the incompetence on everybody involved's behalf. It's garbage. I would love to see She-Hulk clapping some cheeks and them sound waves, fucking moving the crowd back, and they just like, ooh, this bitch bad. I'd be like, I'm all for it if it was done right. I would love to see her and Bruce fucking bump fists to go beat the hell out of somebody, but the only thing we seen her do was fight with some little gremlins or some shit in one episode and get fired on by Titania, who is fucking annoying as hell. And I actually like that Jamil person. Yeah, I think cool. I'm not complete. It's a race swap. It's weird. I'm not mad at her being an influencer and being jealous of She-Hulk for some reason, but it would have to make sense. And I don't get a feel of this is a person who wants to be a superhero in the spotlight, because that's who Titania was. She was a superhero, confident and sexy, and Titania was like, ooh, I could be that girl. I could be strong with powerful woman too. Like, again, their agenda was there in the source of material. You could have done it, but she just looked like Hooker bitch with it.
No, I mean, you could have made to where like they were rivals in law school. Like, come on. Like, if you're gonna make a caddy, make it at least a relatable type of caddy. Like, make it on some Mean Girl shit.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But be competent. Be competent with it. Like, I know they talking about we wanted to be a down to earth comedic, whatever. You can do that. Like, I would love to see Titania actually pick up Jen and choking her ass. And then she, you know what I'm saying, somewhere near that wedding thing, and she was like, oh, you gonna change? What you gonna do? Or you just gonna take this ass whooping at Jen? You know what I'm saying? I ain't worried about it. It's just less work I gotta put in.
Well, the weird thing is, the actual good thing is you could have had her, that could have been her lack of self-confidence that would make her have trouble going back into She-Hulk. You know what I mean? I don't feel confident against my rival because she belittled me, she bullied me, whatever. And, my confidence in She-Hulk is the reason I'm able to actually change. And so now that I'm around her, it's hard to change back into the Hulk I want to be. Like, that actually would have been a great way to explain that.
Something else off the top of my head. You know how like the symbiote, like Spider-Man, Spidey sense don't work on the symbiote? I think that could have been a cooler relationship between She-Hulk and Titania if they did something like that, to where Titania was an actual foil for Jen that we see throughout the show, and Jen's confidence be kind of, wavering, but then boosted later on by her fights with Titania.
Because, I mean, at present, she doesn't have any weaknesses, right? Like, they haven't shown any weakness that she has.
The terrible weakness, right, she doesn't, but she even took that punch from Titania in Jen form, in regular form. So I'm like,
what?
Yeah, she punched her ass and she went across the thing and she was like, oh, you gonna change? Like, I don't know how that works. So I don't think her powers carry over into her human form, which the show acknowledges because she's fucking drunk. So she was drunk and she tried to turn into She-Hulk and she couldn't because she was drunk. Was that another stab at the Hulk because he couldn't turn into the Hulk because of lack of self-confidence, and hers was not that. It was simply because she was drunk.
that makes Jen an alcoholic. That's what that does.
A dysfunctional drunk.
Yes, it absolutely does. Yes,
but yeah, bro, she took that punch, and that was weird. It would make more sense if you have Titania choking her, and using a certain amount of pressure to where I'm not killing a human, but I'm making her want to change. Anyway.
Right. Yeah. We can go to the next topic. That was a good off topic on that one.
Yeah, She-Hulk was not the point of this podcast at all.
Right.
Daniel just hopped up in here. What up, bro? I hope Marvel and DC run everything into the ground. Maybe someone can build back from the ashes. Exactly. That's what's gonna happen. Okay. I asked everybody why you was gone, Ego.
Yeah.
All-Star Marvel Heroes basketball squad or powered squad. Don't have to be heroes, but who would you choose in a 3-on-3?
I threw mine in there,
3-man team. Oh, okay.
So
you already
yeah,
you right under here. Okay.
Yeah, if we're going by basketball, I need a point guard, right? So that's Invisible Woman.
I know nothing about positions.
That's fine. She's the one that brings the ball up the court, bro.
Okay.
My power forward or center, my bruiser is Superman.
Okay. I said Marvel, but
oh, my bad. So Invisible Woman, Hulk, and Quicksilver. There we go.
Everybody want Hulk on the squad.
You have to have Hulk. Woman. See, I did a double crossover. My bad.
You said Hulk and Quicksilver. All right, you gotta have your fast.
I know, but that's why I said it was Superman and the Flash. If we had to flip it into some kind of DC,
Dempsey is cheating.
Oh, you cheating, Dempsey, man? Come on, we ain't bring Franklin in here. Come on,
bro.
Man.
Dempsey, all right, you the dude who choose the 100 stat created characters, extra characters in the game. You pick Goku's Super Saiyan 4. I'm a GT dude.
Nah, he in there playing NBA Jam and hit AR kicks so he can get Bill Clinton. Yeah, got 99 stats. Come on, man.
Now, Comics Titania is way better. Hey, Sleazy, I understand. I feel you. I'm there with you. I'm just saying there's a way you can modernize these things and make them make sense. If you're not going to stick to the source material 95%. Adaptations, you got to give them some leeway. That's all I'm saying. Slutty Titania grew on me. That's all I'm saying. You couldn't put someone that far with a punch, your hand would just go through them. Unless her head was that dense, even in Jen form. But that's what I'm saying. Like, how much of her powers do she still retain in Jen form? But I would think nothing. I don't think that she has powers in her Jen form, which is why would make sense why Comics Jen chose to stay as She-Hulk. But yeah. How does she survive? Exactly. I chose winners. What are the limitations? Hey, I'm not mad at you, bro. I get you. You worked within the confines of the parameters of that I gave you. So I ain't mad at you, but it's just like, damn, bro. Where's the more grounded characters in a way? Spidey, Hulk, Jean Grey. Oh, I'm with it. Jean Grey is another mishandled female main character, protagonist. So shame on them. You're muted. I can't unmute you because you chose to mute yourself.
I said it. I meant indeed. Mishandled character. All right, we got up next,
man. So okay, the actual topic I was trying to bring up when talking about the Anthony Mackie stuff.
Yeah.
This right here. This article coming from Screen Rant. You want me to read this one?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Black Panther 2 villain Namor shown in detail in new MCU magazine cover. Tanac Huerta's Namor gets a big spotlight on a new MCU magazine cover for Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, which also features Shuri and Ramonda. And this is what they're going to look like. I'm telling you, they're making these Wakandans like American as fuck. A magazine cover for Black Panther Wakanda Forever shows Namor more in detail, along with Princess Shuri and Queen Ramonda. It's been a long ride for Phase 4 as Marvel's a long, slow creep crawl. Studios are currently in the multiverse saga involving several films and shows that keep expanding the MCU. While She-Hulk, Attorney at Law, will be the final Phase 4 shows for Disney+, Black Panther Wakanda Forever will be the last film from the slate before Phase 5 kicks off in 2023. While Black Panther: Wakanda Forever will finish off 2022 for Marvel Studios, it will be the most bittersweet movie. Okay, Chadwick Boseman died. Challenging mission to continue the franchise without T'Challa. No, it ain't. Just recast. Black Panther. I'm skipping around, y'all, because Black Panther 2 already has an easy way to turn Namor into an MCU hero.
Jesus.
I'm skimming this. I'm tired of reading this shit. All right, fuck this, because they speculating sure it's Black Panther. This is what we focused on. This is what came up. Mm-hmm. This Namor. Ego, what are your thoughts on this Namor?
All I hear is jungle music in the background, and I don't want to, but that's what I hear when I see it. Like we're on Hook.
That's when they kind of stop on do. And then Namor gonna be like, "You come into my kingdom." Something. I don't know.
I mean, I'm trying to figure if they're gonna have him sound like Antonio Banderas. Because actually, I mean, now that I think about it, Antonio Banderas almost could have been a better version of Namor than this guy. He has zero muscle, because I know someone else in the chat mentioned it. He has zero muscle. There's nothing really imposing about him. How the hell are you supposed to have facial hair underwater? Because everyone knows that any kind of body hair leads to a decrease in sensitivity from the nerves and also an increased air drag. So it wouldn't behoove you to have hair underwater. You wouldn't be able to grow it. Namor's character in the comics never had facial hair, and I want my damn widow's peak on Namor, okay? The fact that you could have just kept him as an Atlantean and given him like a golden chest piece or some form of regalia to know that he's nobility, he doesn't need a headdress. I don't know why they want to give every non-white character some kind of headpiece to let us know what country they should be from. Like, if you're saying that you want to put real things into characters that aren't real, but the minute we question why you do that, they say, well, the characters aren't real. What do you care? Mm-hmm. And that's what kind of sets me off. The fact that Shuri can't even have a natural African haircut, the haircut has to be strictly American black woman, is another problem. The fact that T'Challa's mother's headdress looks like, I swear to God, she belongs to an AME church on a Sunday. Like, none of this looks...
I like Ramonda.
I guess I've seen this before, and for me, it's like, this looks like a Resurrection Sunday service. Okay,
I got you. All right, and that's my issue with Shuri. She's Americanized. We talked about how in the trailer when she shakes the hand of Ironheart, it transitions to the Kendrick Lamar music. Yeah, so they're American shit. So they're making sure that the new generation is American as fuck. But the old folks keeping with their traditions. And all that type of shit.
Well, the thing is, I would have been okay if they did the salute and then there's the dap on top of it, because like, hey, we're nobility. This is what we do as nobility, and when you're in my country, this is how you behave. I understand I'm still American, and I try to get on with American pop culture, so I know that's the handshake, but this comes first. This is our salute.
Yeah.
This is how you show, respect where we're from. This is how you acknowledge a dignitary, which she is.
Yeah.
You don't go straight to the dap up. Like, no, that's not how we greet each other. When everyone had that in Black Panther, everyone that saw him and addressed him, you had to do the Wakanda Forever salute. So, you're saying you're dropping tradition and trying to be more Americanized, but saying this country's under attack by another minority group.
Yeah.
It just falls in on itself. Do you know what I mean?
Well, all right. So your point on him having facial hair, I see what you mean, but the fact that he's subaquatic now, like an otter or an aquatic mammal, he has fur essentially. So I'm not mad at the facial hair for new Namor. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Like, the change is terrible already, but to work within what they're doing, it does make sense. I think my issue more so is, what is this headpiece? What is that deity or God or whatever? And does he have a water, element influence to some degree? Or is this just a fucking jaguar with feathers?
It's a jaguar because it's got teeth.
I saw somebody calling it a dragon though, and dragons sometimes can be seen as mammalistic creatures, but with elongated bodies,
But
feathers,
not in the
horns.
sea. In the sea, a sea
That's
dragon.
that's
That's the
what I'm
problem I
asking.
have.
I have for me to
Well,
completely.
The throne that he's sitting on looks like it's either a whale or a shark. If you're telling me it's a sea dragon, a
That's
Loch Ness
underwater.
monster, go ahead.
That's
Okay.
underwater, but I'm talking about we've seen him on top of the land as well doing stuff.
And that's the problem that I have, is the fact that this is saying that then what is Atlantis? What actually is Atlantis then? If that's the case, because if you're telling me it's completely aquatic at this point, or maybe subterranean, your deities would still have to be underwater because you would acknowledge where you came from. Do you know what I mean?
Right,
You don't pull things from land and go under the water and say this is our god, because then it would only want people to go to the surface. And if you're against the surface people, then you'd have to keep all your deities underwater. And the underwater deities that you're showing me, if that's supposed to be a serpent, you got to do better with where the teeth are supposed to be. Because if they're that close together, that makes me think that it's like some kind of jaguar.
Yeah.
And that's part of the issue I have with the fact. And it's like, again, the colors don't make sense. The feathers damn sure don't make sense because, again, it doesn't help you to have feathers underwater. Now, unless you're a duck, but ducks are mostly, again, surface.
Or a penguin. And in that case, the feathers grow to where they're not out. They're close to the skin to repel water. So that's what I'm saying with this headpiece. I want to know the story behind it, that whoever working on this that chose for that headpiece, because nothing about it says aquatic. Nothing about it makes me think this is fucking Namor and some underwater Mesoamerican people with a dragon deity. If it was a dragon, I could understand both water and land and air to some degree because he got the fucking wings on his feet. But yeah, if there's just a jaguar, then they just picking Mexican shit for Mexican sake. Checking boxes.
Possibly. Man, I'm trying to look up right now who the actual costume designer for this because it doesn't make sense. But I don't see it on here now. But I'll have to look that up because otherwise, it still doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, how y'all feel about it, chat? Because, and I've been saying this about Namor so far. Separate from Disney, if his name wasn't Namor, if this wasn't that character, this could be cool.
It could be, yeah.
But the fact that this isn't.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. You know what the fucked up part is? What? The way that they're presenting Namor is the way that they should have done Kraven the Hunter.
You right.
That's the problem I have. Like if you're saying he's Aztecs, the Aztecs killed, mutilated, and conquered a whole bunch of people, put them in slavery, sacrificed them to the gods, and they actually, wore the actual headdresses and the headpieces. Yet Kraven's supposed to be some type of vegan that just runs around barefoot in just a shirt and some cargo pants. Like where's the lion cloth that goes over him? Where's the actual hunter that he's supposed to be? So now I got a top-sided Namor that wears the jaguar helmet, even though technically he's supposed to be an Atlantean, but yet Kraven's a vegan. Gross.
Right. I agree. Kraven is he's supposed to be a fucking villain, but they turned him into like Tarzan or some shit. American Tarzan. He in the concrete jungle. Cause his ass ain't in the wild talking about I ain't finna eat nobody. I'm a vegan. Kraven,
what does he hunt for?
Starbucks by day, fucking streetwalker by night. What is he hunting for?
What is he hunting for? Tofu?
Terrible Americans. You Americans don't care about the environment or your imprint on the world.
I can't believe this, bro.
I'm here to hunt. Bro, that's not even worthy prey for Kraven.
Exactly. I mean,
hey, bro,
it falls flat if he tries to hunt Spider-Man. That's gonna suck.
Hey, bro, we asking the right questions here. they don't. It's like you ask these basic questions, you would not be getting the depictions of these characters that we getting. That's all I'm saying.
Right. Yeah.
Anybody there checking these folks?
Exactly.
He look more like
Craven. Yeah.
He looked like some Mexican deity character. That's all. You don't look like Smooth Namor from Under the Sea. Craven could switch to hunting humans. Hold on. Oh, you did that?
My bad. Yeah. My bad. There you go.
Craven could switch to hunting humans out of love for animals, but still eat meat. Yeah. The other animals respect and still admire fucking Simba and them and his family, and they know they gonna get their ass ate up eventually. So Craven could do the same thing. He's supposed to be a hunter though. Like Craven's supposed to have the fucking wall full of all the mounts. You know what I'm saying? And his goal is to get like the ultimate predator. Is what he's constantly in search for. So it's not a change like Titania to where I see it like it's just a stripper look. They're completely changing. I mean, her motives are being changed as well. Yeah, but it's like when they make the character the fucking opposite of what they are. What do you got?
Exactly.
Rip Chadwick, he was a real one. This new movie ain't gonna be worth it if they don't get a good replacement. And he wants the legacy to continue.
Yeah.
Of Black Panther. Not the shit that they doing, but whatever.
Yeah.
Do we want to? All right, we want to talk about Cobra Kai now. I forgot what my transition.
Yeah, let's go into something that was good, man. Let's go into something that we.
This is the transition. Okay. So Marvel's fucking up with their token minorities. In this case, they're token Mexicans for their story. Okay. This is a show that has done it right. Cobra Kai. Because their main character is fucking Johnny Lawrence, but that's from the old generation. But you got Miguel to introduce the newer generation. And we got to see more of Miguel's story in season 5. All right, just off the dome, I like they addressed some of Miguel's backstory. I hate that they didn't go further on it. How you feeling?
I actually like that because the thing is like this. Rather than get into a situation that he couldn't perceive him getting out of, and for him being as young and I guess as naive as he was, cutting it off at the head was good enough. You have to mention, I mean, they're making this in the vein of like 80s and 90s movies where things either went completely left or before it could be a thing, it got cut off at the head. The new shows would have tried to go 2 or 3 episodes and trying to explain the relationship between Miguel and his dad and how he got the way he was, and his dad's not necessarily a bad guy. He just had to do bad things, and now he has to work with people he doesn't want to. No. His dad is like, I'm a bad guy. I smashed your mom, got her pregnant. I don't really necessarily may not remember her. I just know that I can't get caught up with these federales. I do bad things. That's why everyone respects me, because they know, like, hey, I'll take you out if I have to. This guy saved my kids, so I'm at least going to be thankful, because culture is, being thankful if someone saves your kid's life. But if things go left, I got to get out of here. Yo, are you a Fed? No? Okay, that was just your mom. All right, cool, you're okay. I'm paranoid. Yeah. And then, hey, we need to hide out for a few days. Like, yo, you're a stranger. I saved your kid, but this is too much for me. I got to go. And then there's the admitted call of, yo, mom, like, I'm so sorry. You were right. I see why you left. I need to come home. And then there's his mentor that says, yo, I've been looking for you because you're like a son to me. And he's like, well, damn, I went to another state to find someone that's a father figure to me, but it's Johnny Lawrence. You know what I mean? And he did all of that perfectly within 1 episode. I didn't need this. I didn't want to see 2 or 3 episodes of them focusing on his father. Because it's like, well, hey, if his dad is bad, just show me that he's bad without being too over the top. You don't have to see him run up in the restaurant saying, I'm looking for my dad, and there's like cocaine bricks everywhere. Yeah. It's no. He's a nice guy because he takes care of the town, but you also know that he takes care of the town with whatever illicit business that he's into. And I was okay with that. It was subtle, it's subtle enough for me, given the fact that they like to show you the thing because they think you're too dumb to understand what's going on. So I'm okay with the subtlety there.
All right, well, let me interrupt you right here. I don't know that story personally, as in the actual life of a Mexican or whatever dealing with that type of shit, or Latin American.
Yeah.
But people know I work with dogs, train dogs, and one of my mentors, Cesar Milan, and he was saying how when he was young, he told his mom he wanted to be a drug trafficker, drug dealer.
Oh,
because
shit. Okay.
because he saw the drug dealers actually taking care of the community and providing for the the kids, the people there. So he didn't know the bad side of it. He just saw, okay, these dudes have come up with a way to make money, and I see them handling things financially. I want to be that. So I'm just saying, I've heard that testimony, like that story from a Mexican. So seeing this story, I get what you mean, how you don't want to stay there. But I was like, well, shit, that is real for some people. And it was addressed earlier on. It's not like they just threw it out there and gave Miguel a struggle story. But this was the backstory. This is how his mom got over there. My issue really with it is, which I've been noticing like issues with this whole season period, like how they were introduced, Johnny, and it spoilers people because hey, it's out there. Go watch it. But
it's been over 2 weeks. So the show's you should have finished it in 2 weeks. If not,
you should have finished some episodes.
It was good enough to finish in one sitting. But go ahead.
But you got Johnny and Robbie going to Mexico, and they got the FBI shirts, which was kind of sparked the whole little.
That was hilarious.
It was hilarious, but they go into an MMA fight club, like, you know what I'm saying, that Miguel's dad owns. I thought Miguel's dad was gonna tell them, get y'all ass in that ring and you got to fight to get out of here. Johnny ended up having to fight some of them, but it was like outside because of some you know what I'm saying. I wanted to see Miguel's dad set that up, but even after that, once the dad takes Miguel away, right, he thinking that the FBI is after him. He goes into this little abandoned place, this little hideaway, and he's talking to Miguel, and he lets Miguel just walk out of there. And Johnny pulls up, grabs Miguel, like they hug, and they walk away. And I'm just like, damn, y'all doing this right in front of the crime boss's like hideaway. Why is he not seeing that through the window? Why is that not being addressed? So I'm not saying that they had to stay on that story. I'm saying just by that interaction, there should have been more to it. Because this dude apparently kills people. And he even says, like earlier in the episode, they have no jurisdiction here. So you got some feds in crime territory, like, we'll take y'all out and nobody gonna come ask questions. I was expecting more of that to happen, but it was just like, nah, happily ever after, back to America.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, again, it's cheesy, but it's like, I mean, how else are you able to get out of the situation? He had been drinking, and he's like, well, hey, I technically owe you a debt because you saved my kid's life, and you're not a Fed, so you can go. That's what I'm saying. Like, if I will say in that respect, there.
It should have been addressed. That's all I'm saying. We didn't have to drag that story along, but it should have been addressed. Like, bro could have came out with the gun to him, and
I thought it was understood. That's all. I thought that had been understood because he's like, wait, I need to show you everything because you saved my child's life, and you seem like a good kid. He
didn't know that about Johnny.
What do you mean?
They didn't talk.
We know about the crime. They know the crime boss.
Yeah.
Well, the crime boss just saw the shirts and he ran. That's what I'm saying. So
that's what I'm saying. It was not addressed. So when at his hideout, Miguel left out. So he let Miguel walk out. I thought he was going to pull a gun on Miguel. Miguel thought he was too. But these folks was right there through the glass window. He could have seen the FBI holding his son.
His back was turned when Miguel left and called. So I'm thinking that if he saw lights go by, he would have hid thinking it was someone else and said, oh, the car went by. Okay, I'm safe. That's what I'm thinking. That's to me, it's like, well, if you're running and you're scared because you see the FBI, and then, this kid saved your life, he's not a Fed. All right, you seem like a good kid. Get out of here. Oh, is that a car? Okay, great. They're not for me. So I should just hide out here, lock it down, have my thing on me, and if the coast is clear, I'll bring a call. They'll say, hey, things are clear and I can go. That's what I was thinking. I thought all that was understood, but that's why I kind of like the fact that they did this, because it still leaves it up into interpretation for both of us without them telling us the situation. You know what I mean?
Nah, I didn't like that.
I know.
I didn't like that.
I know you aren't going to let that slide, but
I just don't like when things aren't addressed, and that was just a weird little interaction to me that they just let go. But I had other issues with addressing. All right, you want me to read it? You
I
can
just
read
do
it.
that up there. But go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That was just one major like plot issue that I had. But supposedly they wrote this season kind of open ended to where they could continue. Yeah. So I think it'll come back up. I just feel like that was a weird moment to just let happen.
But I would say this also is the fact that once you do learn self-defense, you start learning about situational awareness too. And that was Miguel was like, you know what, this probably isn't healthy. I should get home to my mom. You know what I'm saying? Like you before it gets too bad. I think I've seen enough about this guy that's my father to the point where, you know what, now I saw for myself. I know why my mom left. I know why she had to make hard decisions, and my abuela had to come with her because this is an untenable situation.
I feel you.
I know you want that direct. I know you want it to be directly addressed, but for me, it's like, you know what? He was owed a debt, and he let him go, and that's it. You can leave it at that.
He wasn't owed a debt. He just
he saved that kid's life. He saved his son's life.
Oh, you talking about that?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why he let him go. It's like, I could hold you hostage, but you know what? In the end, you did save my son, and so I will at least give you the courtesy of leaving because I know you're not a Fed.
Yeah. So, all right, and we not really this segment. We're not shitting on Cobra Kai. I'm just talking about it because it was great. It was fun. It was a good time. Everybody should watch it. But just because something is good right now and we don't consider it woke, don't mean it's absent of flaws or shouldn't be critiqued.
Right. Agreed.
Yeah, but it's a good time. I find myself watching Cobra Kai and thinking like, hey, some of these folks need to be Power Rangers. Like I see this.
Oh, yeah.
Like I see this as the reboot from the movies that didn't do so well. In theory, how Cobra Kai is being handled is how I would like a modern Power Rangers series to be. And I kind of asked you earlier, I was like, what is something that you would like to see adapted for a modern time? Not with the social identity politics or agenda pushing, but just how can I take something from the past, give it or reskin it, bring it out here to a modern audience, and address like technology. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a big difference between 80s Ninja Turtles and 2000s Ninja Turtles. Definitely. That's what I'm saying. Just like an upgrade in the medium.
And I mean, actually, we should actually extend that to the chat, guys. If there's a show that you guys think should be brought back more of a modern setting without an agenda that maybe just didn't get a chance back in the day that you think really could have done well, like throw your suggestions in there. Like Abomination, what would have been one that you would want to see up to date now?
Before we get into that, and we can let the chat put their answers in all that. We still on the Cobra Kai because you ain't really gave your thought. You responded to what I said, but you haven't given your thoughts on it. Period. But something else that I don't think that I don't like that wasn't addressed was when the committee for the what was it Sekai Takai, I think that's what it was called. Yeah. When he asked Johnny and Danny's team name, what's y'all dojo's name? So they didn't give a name for that season. I'm like, that's something that should have been addressed. I don't want to have to wait till the next season to find out what the name is. Go to tell me the season, the dojo's name now. Put the fucking logo out so y'all can start selling your merch, and I can have on a Miyagi Eagles tank top. You know what I'm saying? Instead of waiting, you know what I'm saying? Waiting to see if y'all even get another season. But also with that, they talk about all of these new senseis with Johnny and Chosen, but you don't see a difference in style of martial arts with the kids. What's your thoughts on that?
So I will say not really, because they learned about not fighting unless you have to with Miyagi-Do, right?
Mm-hmm.
They knew, and that's not the way I learned. Well, the thing is, I started Godfist training told me you don't start fights, you end them, right?
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, Miyagi-Do was don't start fights. Cobra Kai was, if a fight has started, you better end it. Strike first, strike fast, strike hard, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they talk about the striking, but the thing is, the thought process, none of them learned to work together as a team until Shenzhen started training them.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the point. It's like, well, hey, and it actually showed how it paid off in the finale, which was really great, because that's showing the different style. That's the evolution of style. Do you get what I mean?
It did, but okay, you brought up Chosen. We didn't
Mm-hmm.
see the kids practice any weapons martial arts or
Mm-hmm.
weapons training. Again, with Johnny being introduced to the to Miyagi Do, I
Mm-hmm.
don't see. I think Hawk's character does a good job of when he strikes and does martial arts, like he's real animated. So you see
Mm-hmm.
him like with his mouth open, his tongue out, like he's like shaking his body as he strikes.
Mm-hmm.
That seems like a character who is using Cobra Kai mentality when he fights. I'm saying actually show these mentalities through the different characters, like fighting styles, as opposed to just that philosophy of what you mentioned. Okay, well, Miyagi-Do don't start fights, but we'll defend ourselves. Cobra Kai
Mm-hmm.
strike first and no mercy, all that type of shit. It's like
Yeah.
you don't really see that in the fighting. You just see setup and characters being put into positions to where they have to act like themselves,
Well, I was going to
react.
say the school fight was the conflict in styles, though. The school fight showed you that. Do you know what I'm saying?
That was back then, but I'm talking about now
I
that we're combined.
oh.
What does that look like?
So I think for this one is more, we're kind of doing this, throwing everyone in there, and everyone has to kind of learn on the fly. So you're not going to have anyone master whatever they're learning up front. And that's why I said the best scene was when Shenzhen was training them, because they had to work together regardless of their styles. And when you work together, you're an army. And as long as you stay tight, like the hoplite phalanx that the Spartans did, you're an impenetrable wall. Do you know what I mean? And so they kind of put that in with today's thing, was saying, hey, protect the egg. The egg is the laptop that needs to upload the video. And for me, that's the combination of everyone's training. Hey, use whatever you got. We're in a defensive scenario, but you got to strike fast and strike hard. Protect the egg. That's three styles in one that you could put in. That they put in one scene.
Okay, this is maybe
You know
me
what I'm
just thinking just off the top, just not off the top, but just ridiculous.
saying? Okay.
I'm thinking, okay, you had Miguel there, you had Robbie, you had Hawk who was defending the egg before they were surrounding the egg,
Mm-hmm.
which was cool. But again, with Hawk, that would have been a great example to show, or a great scene to show. Okay, you had Hawk versus multiple Cobra Kai members, because Dimitri was at the desk doing the, uploading the video. So you could have had Hawk with weapons that showed this one dude can take out multiple enemies. He pulled out some weapons, something. He could have picked up chairs
I
like Jackie Chan and used his
I
environment
think
or something.
I think it's a lie. I think it might have been a liability issue. I think that's a liability issue to show
Okay.
kids actually fighting with weapons. So it's like, well, hey, we solve problems old school with fists.
They not kids
You know
though.
what I mean?
They're if you talking about liability within the show or real life, because real life
Both. No. I'm talking about in real life. You know what I mean?
they got to
Like
be
the
older
only
than
people.
20.
No. I'm saying, as in, they're supposed to be teenagers fighting, but the thing is, if you see them grabbing weapons, that's going to encourage other kids to start fighting with weapons, when the point was either try to solve it diplomatically. Unless you're placed in a situation where you got to fight somebody, you should use fists. Grown-ups that know what they're doing, they grab weapons. And the only time you actually saw a weapon was Terry Silver pulled out that oh god, what is that katana, yeah. And that was one scene. Otherwise, we solve our problems like they did in the old school. We solve it with fists, and I was okay with that. You know what I mean? And I think that could have been a main concern if people started pulling out weapons and just nunchucking fools because kids are watching the show too.
Okay, cool. But I also said like Jackie Chan, how he uses his environment. So we could have seen Hawk like pushing chairs into characters. Then you see the dude, oh, he fall over the chair, and then he come with a fucking like hammer, like the axe kick down. You know what I'm saying, on the back of the head or some shit. Like that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
The only thing I was saying was again the mentalities. I don't see them through the martial arts. It seemed like everybody is just okay. Now you have to do karate, fight this person off, fight this group off. But then it's like inconsistent because when Chosen and Johnny was fighting the senseis earlier in the season, it took two of them to fight one. But then you see it takes Johnny can take out like all 6 of them by himself. You took an ass whooping, but still. So it's like how much time really passed? You don't see them training. And another issue, look, I got a lot of issues with it. It's still entertaining, but I'm just like,
not without its critiques.
It's not without its critiques. So one thing I learned in martial arts was like uniformity, which is something that Cobra Kai has. When they working out, they got their shoes off, you know, they respecting the mat. And they got their gis on. With Miyagi though, they asses out there in all types of skate outfits, you know what I'm saying? Nikes, Adidas.
It's like the difference between going to a Baptist church and a non-denominational one.
Yeah.
One said come as you are, the other one's like, don't you come up in here looking any old way. Don't you do that.
So that's my thing. Like, damn, how was Cobra Kai really the bad guys when they doing what I've been taught that you do in martial arts? Like Miyagi though.
That's what I mean. I think that was the point though, was the fact that the people that were brought into Cobra Kai weren't necessarily bad kids, but kids that actually needed a way to defend themselves. And so you wind up taking on the role of protecting what you learn, or protecting, you know, the business of Cobra Kai, because like, hey, why are you talking shit about the people that showed me how to defend myself against a bully? You know what I mean? And so I was like, well, no, I need to protect, especially Kenny. Kenny's character was the most conflicted out of everybody. He's like, yo, my brother's in juvie, my dad's in the army. I'm supposed to be the man of the house. I'm 13 or 14. I'm getting bullied online, which I don't even know how that's a thing. You know, I got catfished. The kids are making fun of me at school for it. And now on top of that, they want to fight me. I need someone to turn to. And I talked to my brother. He tells me about, my celly was Robbie. He does Cobra Kai. You should holler at him. My mentor gets me into martial arts. You know what? He kicked my ass in that tournament, but I'd expect nothing more from him. And now he drops me. And, I finally have the confidence to beat back my bully. And now I'm running things. I've got a role within Cobra Kai. I am the man that my dad, who's in the military, is telling me to be. But I'm finding out all the person that's supposed to be training me, Terrace Hero, is a bunch of bullshit. That's when Robbie comes over. He's like, nah, man, not right now. I lost a mentor, and I lost my the guy that runs Cobra Kai. My mentor was right all along. I need a second. That's why I like the way that it ended. Like that's how the 80s and 90s movies ended. That's why we have remakes, because the ending's so open-ended.
I like that moment. I love Kenny and the handling of that character.
Yeah.
That Kenny is dope.
Go ahead.
I'm just like, I don't want to keep shitting on this because it's great. I like what they did, but it's not that I don't. What am I trying to say?
Why you say, man?
I don't know, bro. I really don't know. I want to say I want more from it. I just want to see more. I want to see them be serious about the martial arts. We still got this shit up. I want to see them be more serious about the martial arts and not just the campy, again, the situational. Y'all just strike, do these choreographed moves, and then we resolve it.
Okay, then I would say this. If that's the route you're going, then you'd have to make Never Back Down not a movie, but a show. Now, and that's what it would turn into. You wind up just making a show Never Back Down. I actually would watch that, because when they ever show you these things, it's like, well, you can be a 10th degree black belt in karate and win all these tournaments, but that doesn't mean you know how to street fight, because the rules are completely different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're learning, Taekwondo and you're doing martial arts point fighting, it's completely different between getting into the cage for 3 5-minute rounds. and pounding someone with hands, feet, whatever you got, instead of just judo hip tossing people. And I think that's technically what would happen if you tried to focus more on the martial arts aspects of it, and you try to take out, the love square of Robbie, Tori, Miguel, and Tori. What's the other girl's name?
Tori and Sam.
Sam, yeah. Like you get the love square, then you got Johnny and Miguel's mom. It's like when you have all that in, I think that based on what they were given and had to possibly work with from the producers, this is the best you're going to get. I actually liked seeing Daniel down and out and having his wife go visit her sister, who was his girlfriend in Karate Kid 3, and learning just how terrified Daniel is of Terry Silver and why he starts just drinking to kind of numb himself.
Yeah, that was cool.
Defeat. Yeah, so I think that having only 10 episodes to wrap this whole thing up, I think this is the best they could do, unless they want to bring it back for season 6. But if you do that, you realize they've used everyone from the 80s that is alive that they can bring in. Yeah. And the only people left are Hilary Swank and Jaden Smith.
I don't know who Hilary Swank is.
$1 Million Baby. She did Karate Kid 4.
Okay, so that's the one with the female protagonist. And
Miyagi was the trained her. So I mean, it was kind of cheesy and campy, but like her bullies were dudes, so it was kind of a little bit different. So I mean, at this point, that's all you have left, and then you start winding up getting a little too far into the straight to DVD market, which was Karate Kid 4, or you're gonna have Jaden up in here with his life water, bottles.
Jaden ain't coming.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. If you make a 6th season, that's all you got left to work with. It's gonna be the big cameo, and I will not have it. I will turn Netflix right off.
You don't have to have a big cameo because you got more with Chosen. They had him talking to the female at the end, so you'll get to see that. They got the Mike Barnes character, so you'll get to see him. You got the fucking Mortal Kombat Asian bad girl, which is she's dope in this series. You got her. So I mean, she'll just be the main antagonist, and she got her fucking army of her black belts that's kicking ass, whatnot. Like, I don't think they have to keep expanding it more, like bring in more, because I think they got enough. Adding on to criticisms, the background characters, as in, you got Miyagi-Do, we got the big three, the three males, and you got Sam. Tori might go to them, or she might just be neutral, just free agent or something, and Dimitri. And then on Cobra Kai, you got Kenny, Tori just left, Devin just left. I think Cobra Kai is really disbanded. So fuck it. Now they superheroes. Now we make them Power Rangers. That's what we doing. Cause they ain't got no Cobra Kai. That Asian lady still here though. Yeah, bro. It's just gonna be bad girl boss shit, which they've set this up for. But that's who would be the continued villains for Cobra Kai. I would like to see more serious martial artsness from these kids though. Ego just left me randomly. So chat, y'all feel me? Y'all agree with me? You said something earlier. Go to
my bad, bro.
You good?
My bad.
I'm addressing.
Go ahead.
The elephant. You did put this up. Karate was first fight in UFC history was karate black belt versus jiu-jitsu fighter. Karate dude got smoked. I did see that fight. And that's something else that I was taught in like Taekwondo. Like you learn these techniques, but shit's totally different in a street fight, and a lot of these moves are not practical in a street fight. You got to go for what you know, as opposed to some flashy I hope I land this and knock this dude out type shit. And it's totally different from when somebody is actually grabbing you in the streets, as opposed to y'all making contact in a ring and then point, that type of shit.
Yep.
Dempsey, the best stories can stand up to critique. I say give everything critique, especially if it is good. Yeah, bro, because even though some good in the first season, you critique it, then it's fucking better. and then you get perfect. Damn near the more you refine and critique your work. But yeah, what's your thoughts on that as I keep going through the chat? What is the next step for Cobra Kai? Since it's open, it's been written to where it will continue. Yeah, man, what's your thoughts on it?
You know what? I will say John Douglas took the comment right out of my mouth. Like, that's one right there. I don't know who the son could be, but that's something that you could have flip up at some point in time. I do like the fact that this lady was still technically 50% ownership, had 50% ownership of Cobra Kai. So now that he's in jail for the right reasons, which I'm thinking like arson, attempted murder, Terry Silver's out of the way. I don't know whether or not we're going to have Kreese because he could be on the lam. That I had a critique about that, like how the hell he got up out of there in a riot like that, but whatever. But I think it would still be Shenzhen having to stay with Daniel, and there could have been like a love story between him and her. I thought that's where they were going with it.
With the car,
I know that with Shenzhen and the chick that came in to take over the business for Cobra Kai. I thought they were supposed to be like the lovers, not Kimiko from Karate Kid 2.
Why does you think that? Because they're Asian. The Asians got to be together.
No, because they said that his relative was the one that was teaching the karate, and they showed him not being able to do the little chopping the rice thing, and then there's a little girl that was there. I was like, they're the same age. It would have made sense. It was right there.
Okay.
That's what I was saying. I was like, I thought he was talking about her because they could have been childhood friends.
He looks too old for her.
No, but I'm trying to figure out how she gotta be what? Because she was in the 8. So go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, I don't know, but she looks good, like without her weird ass ponytail, but like she looked good. It seems like all the women look good. Like they did great casting for this because these old dudes got some hot women. It would make sense if they did try to put her on The Chosen. She's a villain though. It wouldn't work.
It would, because Shenzhen was a villain too. See what I'm saying? Like
he's changed. She's not changing. Her goal is to bring her grandfather's fighting style to the rest of the world. She don't care about none of that redemption arc bullshit. She's trying to kick ass all over the world, bro.
Hold on.
I could see them fighting and flirting while they do it. That'd be dope. How y'all feel about that, chat? If Chosen was, we see more evolution in their martial arts, and he cold with it, so then they fighting, and then they just talking, doing their little flirty shit, but that's just Chosen. Chosen just smooth. He got his love interest. Or he could be like, fuck that bitch. She's a villain. I want nothing to do with her but to kick her ass. There you go. Dempsey, you said your remake movies, and then we almost hit the 2-hour mark, but I think we'll make time for that. I feel you on the Teen Titans though. That should have been continued instead of Young Justice. I don't know. Young Justice was great, and then it wasn't. I'm gonna say that. Remake movies that failed and try to make them succeed. I guess I don't really know what movies have failed, but I get what you're saying.
I mean, you could have said which one. Everyone liked not Farscape, but good God, what was it? They wanted making Serenity off of it, but Firefly. There we go. Damn. They made the movie Serenity because Firefly failed after that one season. So I guess you think things like that.
Mm-hmm. Dempsey said they use weapons. Sam is great with a staff, and Tori used size against each other.
Sure.
They did, but that was early on, like what, season 2, maybe 3. I'm just saying, we at 5 now. We need to see some seasoned warriors. Like my sensei's son was cold as hell with multiple weapons. And we see these people use one time. Like, come on, man, give me more from these kids. Also, because in the choosing of that Sekai Tekai, or it seems to me that Cobra Kai clearly was the winners for that, and Miyagi-Do shouldn't have been chosen. But then, because of plot, also Miyagi-Do, we love what we saw from your students. Fuck that.
I mean, I would say it could have been one of the rare instances where you're like, well,
He
one of
said it was
these is going
last
to be
season,
good.
but okay.
Oh yeah, but no, I was gonna say it technically would have made sense if you were saying, well, hey, we want a traditional one that's got global aspirations. That's great. However, we do need a martial arts that's going to push it into the future, and a blending of styles that has, hey, we're honoring the Japanese heritage. We're also showing that these kids can have a modern take on it. Hey, you know what? Both of these work. That's what I like. You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
think that's why they chose both of them, because they were saying, you know what, they're both good entries, and let's see what they both have to offer. And but again, they're doing this in the style of the 80s and 90s, where it was always going to be a tie unless there's a 1v1 situation going on.
yeah. You're right. Which I'm fine with. I'm cool, but that's why I say like this is the Power Rangers I would like to see, or
Yeah.
if I think if a Power Rangers reboot was to come out, going back to the making shit for a modern audience, if it was to come out, it would be compared to Cobra Kai, because Cobra Kai has kind of already done that groundwork
Put the
for it.
bowl for you. Yeah.
Yeah. Cobra Kai anime superpowers and giant robots. Sure, get that Asian lady. She'd be like, my grandfather has been working on this, and she pull a fucking.
Yes. A mech comes out, a Zord comes out. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Chad, what is some of y'all would like to see? Ego, what is something that you would like to see rebooted for the new world?
Man, if I'm gonna go animated, I'm gonna go Teen Titans. Like the original Teen Titans. I understand why they had to go Teen Titans Go, because there was no one in that age 4 to age 9 category that had an animated version that was for them, that could get them to a little bit more mature version of the Teen Titans. So I would like to have just gone back to Teen Titans, just that kind of grounded animated universe that they had. Like, I didn't even know who Deathstroke was before Teen Titans came out. And I started reading about it. I was like, yo, this is actually a really good character. And the fact that he specifically chooses Robin to taunt and to haunt, to get him to say, hey, you're kind of an assassin. You're a lot like me. I know Batman trained you, but Batman is kind of an assassin too that won't kill. But I'll do that. You should come over to the side. Unless, if you don't, I'm just going to antagonize the hell out of you and your squad. Like, it made... Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Well, on that point, like, if you would say expand Teen Titans and then you see the other heroes, to taunt Batman, Deathstroke is fucking with Robin. So to see how does Batman feel about this situation, that would have been something cool to see.
Exactly. Batman's like, I was like, why are you messing with my kids, man? It's like, hey, you already know what this is. It's like, we're technically assassins. We were, they in the rebirth, they were like, we both got trained by Ra's al Ghul. You know the tactics we use. Why are you not? Why are you not surprised? You know what this is. If we're gonna go real world with it, you know what? Even though I kind of liked it, I would have liked for them to get a second crack at Power Rangers, the movie. I thought they had a really good template, especially with saying that Zordon was originally a Power Ranger himself. And I guess you're saying Rita was the original Green Ranger. I was actually okay with that interpretation of things. They made the suits as modern as they could without looking too much like Stark Tech type of armor. The putties made sense with making them more earth and clay than just these gray globs that would come out with people. But I think if they'd have given another chance, they could have really knocked it out of the park, especially if you would have had to introduce Tommy. I will not take Tommy being gender swapped unless you say that she's the daughter of the OG Tommy. You know what I'm saying? And Tommy would have to be in it. You'd have to, and my homie Justin Ice was telling me like this, it makes sense if you just said that Tommy left Angel Grove because he joined the military. You know what I mean? Then he comes back to Angel Grove, wants her daughter to grow up in the same environment where he did, and he knows that there could be threats because secretly, he's Project White Ranger. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I couldn't take on the mantle anymore. I was a Green Ranger. I was the White Ranger. The best thing I could do to help people was join the military. You know what I mean? But I know I've heard some strange thing going on in Shady Grove, so I need to be an attaché. Hey, military, put me here. You know I investigate these kinds of things, but I need to get in contact with Zordon. My daughter, I want to keep her out of it, but some way she finds out that she becomes the Green Ranger. I'm okay with that scenario playing out.
So you don't think he would go into the military as the Power Ranger?
No.
I think he would.
I don't, because the thing is like with something like that, you'd have to keep it secret. Like, hey, look, we fought all the fights that there were to fight, and after that, and there weren't any, I still need to figure out a way to help people, even if that means I couldn't be a White Ranger anymore, if I couldn't be the Green Ranger anymore. So I decided to help the military.
Is that a rule?
No, I'm just saying for this, it makes sense as a story to do that, because like even I love it like this. Even in the Spider-Girl comics, where it's the actual version of Mayday Parker, where she's Spider-Girl, her dad isn't Spider-Man anymore. He's a cop. He's like, yo, I'm too old to be Spider-Man, but I still want to help people. I should become a detective. I have Spidey sense. It lets me know things are off. I technically am kind of a poor man's type of detective. I still got some flexibility, not enough to be the agile Spider-Man that I once was, but I can still help people. So my daughter, I don't want her to be Spider-Man, but she knows that I was Spider-Man, so I have no problem with her trying to pick up that mantle.
But the suit though, the Power Ranger suit, it enhances you. So just because he's old, I don't think would be an excuse to why he can't be a Ranger. I think it would be more reason to give him the suit, because if he's going to go to the military, armed forces or whatever, he can be like that Captain America. This is our secret weapon. That's why I said, is there a rule to where a Power Ranger can't have their identity? Like, I think I do recall that, but there's been so many seasons of Power Rangers that in a reboot, you could take from anything. Like, I know you jumped to the Tommy Oliver, but that's Mighty Morphin. So I'm saying if you can address all of the like iterations of Rangers and come up with something that works. Like, I think the Tommy Oliver thing would be relying on the nostalgia too much.
Maybe that's what I'm saying. Maybe, like what Dempsey was saying, maybe if he did have a post in the military, his post is Angel Grove. Like, hey, look, we know that you were the White Ranger and the Green Ranger at one point. We know that, we made you give up to join all that. We had you strip all of that because we couldn't have you out here with us denying the existence of you being the White Ranger, right? But we need you to check this out. That we're assigning you as the post here to go check it out. Your cover, is the White Ranger, Green Ranger, whatever, and you could have gone from there. But you're right. You can pull from anything depending on how this goes, because, hey, these are cosmic level threats. We know that you joined the military. You were the Green Ranger. For whatever reason, you either lost contact with, how to morph, whatever. But we need the Green Ranger. We need the White Ranger. Then you could have had something. You could have actually had a situation where Zordon actually dies, and you could have had Tommy as the White Ranger train the new Power Rangers. I'd be okay with that. That would be dope to me. I'm okay with Zordon croaking if I get Tommy up in there like, Sia!
So when you say Tommy, do you mean Tommy Oliver, or are you saying Jason David Frank?
They have to be the same, bro. They have to be the same. I swear to God,
he's fucking old. He's not trying to be a Power Ranger.
He's not. He's new Zordon. Yo, I'm in the command center. It's like Batman Beyond. We know Bruce is too old. He'll get in the suit if it's absolutely necessary, but he's like, yo, shit, that's too much for me. Nah, I ain't gonna have no heart attack on some putty Rangers. That's beneath my dignity. I come up there and just say, sit the putties explode.
Okay.
So he's like, yo, I'm sent here to investigate. And, like Evar Jen says, expose stuff for the military. And now I'm like, well, hey, damn, you know what? Now my daughter got a hold of one of those crystals. You had me out here investigating. She followed me because I told her not to, because kids do the stuff you tell them not to do. She picked up a green crystal. Now I'm stuck with this. Like, I didn't want her to be exposed to this at all, but you made me do it. Now she's a goddamn Green Ranger running around. Now I have to train all of them.
So to Ivar, to his point, put it back up.
Oh, go yeah.
So I understand the military can always get involved, but we can do that with fucking anything. I'm like, you can easily write to where the military doesn't. That's why I said treat him as like a Captain America, because now he's the force of the military, especially by our Earth knowing that this character is like our Green Lantern. Like he defends us from all cosmic shit. So in a lower level story, you can just write to where, okay, the government acknowledges he's our protector. We don't want to fuck up their relationship with our Ranger.
I mean, it's like, well, if you're making a new one and you're denying the existence of the other one, you could have said that, hey, after the fallout of the Angel Grove, occupation of Goldar, we had to bring people in for the military. You can acknowledge that he was, they called you they called you the White Ranger because he is an Army Ranger, or the Green Ranger because you were a Ranger and you were always like the new guy wherever you roamed. You wound up being green for being a Ranger. I'm okay with that. And then you say his daughter is now the new Tommy, the new kid Army brat that winds up picking up a green gem, and now the Power Rangers got to figure out how to deal with her ass.
You know what? I would give Tommy the green, back the green, and the daughter would have the white. Because if he's the ultimate Ranger, to me, I'm saying it would make sense that the dragon, the ultimate power Megazord character mascot, and he has to fly through space to some degree to protect our sect. Why are you laughing, bro?
Because she can't be white, bro, and you saying she the ultimate Ranger. That shit would fly.
Why not? You said
so the White Ranger is the ultimate Ranger. Why don't you just put a hood on top of that helmet?
Look, I don't give a fuck. Make the Black Ranger as black as ever. Make him black, but make him powerful. Just fuck it. Let's get stereotypical. Let's bring it back to the stereotypical days. Let's throw the Asian girl in the yellow outfit.
Yellow. Oh my god, the Red Ranger is Native American. Let's just go for all out.
Let's have fun with it. Why not? But yeah, bro, I agree with you. I agree. Again, Cobra Kai is already getting me into this mindset, but I think Power Rangers need a fucking reboot. A reboot done right. Yeah. We're talking about a hypothetical, respectable, like perfect reboot. Power Rangers would be a dope story to adapt. Diversity that makes sense, not forced diversity, or it is forced diversity, but in a way that does make sense. So yeah, I think in my
oh shit. Okay, either Abomination not, or he had a technical difficulty. So I think he's going to wind up getting back in there. But while he's working on that, I was talking about this with Excipitor on here because, this would be a lot. If he's the Red Ranger twice and he was the Black Dino Ranger, I don't know how we're going to do this, because then that says we'd have to ignore one iteration of Tommy being one of the Rangers to accept him as one of the other ones. So it's going to wind up being a lot to have to take in. So I have no idea how that's going to go. But I guess it says it froze for now. But I will keep going on there. As far as what they have for iterations of possible movies that you want to redo, like live action, what are some of you guys on there? Oh, he's back. Okay. Thank God you didn't have a stroke, man.
Fucking cat knocked the damn power cord out.
That's why you should have had that cat in the garage, man.
Bro, the fucking cats. And this is why I said on Twitter some shit about PC. I get laughed at when I go to the PC repair shop because they were like, damn, you got this piece of shit ass system. Like my power cord. Yeah, my power cord is like cylindrical. So it can easily like come out. So I guess a cat walked by or some shit. Look, bro, I'm a dog person. Okay, these are my wife's cats. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, hypothetical remake. I would think Power Rangers, especially because Cobra Kai getting me all juiced up, my mouth wet for it. But I think Ben 10 would be a great remake to me. And although it is a kind of recent cartoon to come out, not very, but nowhere near as old as Power Rangers or anything from the 80s or 90s. But I'm just saying that because he's an American superhero. Like he's not some fucking anime character. In a way, he kind of is, because he's not even destined. Like, he found the watch. But just to see this kid who can turn into all these different aliens in the series, they gave us a great fucking expansive world. But also the idea of being 10,000, like how he could effortlessly switch between all his aliens. I think if you gave that kind of power to a kid, that would be a great show that we could see evolve, become more mature, especially with Kevin. I hate how Kevin was handled in the continuation of Ben 10 and Gwen. So I hated the continuation of those.
What was the continuation like? I didn't really see it after that point.
When it was a college. So they made it to where Kevin, you remember he turned into the mutated monster because he could absorb powers, and he touched Ben's watch, so he turned into the amalgamation of all 10 of Ben's monsters. Well, they turned it to where Kevin, instead of absorbing the powers of actual creatures, he absorbed like the Absorbing Man from the Hulk villain, or the Marvel villain, where he can touch elements and absorb that and incorporate them to his body. And then Gwen, as they were growing up, she was Lucky Girl, so she had this magical charm or whatever. And they made it to where she was actually, those were her powers. The charm was just unlocking her natural powers that she had because she's part some alien species. The concepts were fine, but they were changed. They was different from what you had already gotten from the foundation they had given them in the first iteration of Ben 10, like when they was kids.
I mean, I will say this. All that means is they made Ben 10 an Animorph, which actually, if you had the right budget, I would love to have seen Animorphs brought back. I don't know if you ever watched or read the books.
Yeah, that's something else I was thinking about. If they had redone this, how could that work?
Yeah, because Sean Ashmore really nailed Jake's character for how young they were supposed to be. I think they were like 10 or 12. But I mean, I actually like the concept of it. It sucked that it only got maybe 1 or 2 seasons. But them doing one of the kids on their squad was actually an Andalite, but he took a human form. But I mean, they nailed the characters in their their perceptions. The only thing that was actually weird about that was that they race swapped Rachel's character. Not Rachel's character. I think it was Rachel's character, because she was black in the book, but they made her more like Native American when the show came out. But and you're right, Evar Jamps, you're right, sir. It has a really, really dark ending. But I mean, still, by the time that I read that, I was like 18 or 19. And it was like, you know what? I grew up with the characters. I was 12. I read all the books. Now I'm 18 or 19. This ending makes sense. I actually enjoyed it. And they pretty much said, hey, towards the end, everyone knows about aliens and the Animorphs and, oh my God, the Yeerks. There we go. So I'm okay with that.
I grew up with Animorphs, but I don't remember it in detail like you do. I remember it was kids that could turn into one fucking animal. They stay in the animal too long, they'll be stuck.
Right, but you have to touch, as long as it didn't matter what animal you touched. So even when they came to Yeerks, if you touched a Yeerk for 3 seconds, you could absorb it and you could actually be that. I remember one time they actually got onto a flight by trying to by anamorphing into flies and switching out in the bathroom between fly and human form so that they could actually get from one location to the other without having to pay for the flight or noticing that they were on in another city or state. It was really cool.
Something smart that we could see done with a Ben 10 or a Beast Boy. That's a character that I think needs rebooted or something of his own to really show the depth that you can go with that character. Like, to be able to shapeshift is fucking wild. And to extend Beast Boys or like Ben 10s to alien creatures as well, like there's just so much shit that you can do with that.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's something that I would like to see done currently. Yeah, bro, being 10 to see this kid turning into all these different aliens and fighting and shit, and then like what world could they build with that done right?
Want it to be live? Do you want to animate or live action? Is the question.
Oh, animated. It has to be animated.
Okay. All right.
John has said Cobra Kai versus the TMNT. That's funny because they I've seen those action figures in comic book shops, Cobra Kai and TMNT characters.
Hilarious, bro. I'm in for that.
Let's have fun with it. Let's do it. Who's to say that that's out of here?
Yeah, then man, you could have Creasy. Creasy could be their Splinter.
The Shredder.
Oh, a Shredder?
You talking about the villain? Because Creasy was the villain.
No. But Creasy gets another chance.
Oh no, fuck no.
Okay, damn, you're all right. Okay, you're out. Okay,
fuck no. Nah, Creasy was the villain. All right, this man just beat the hell out of police officers and the doctor to get out of jail.
That's police brutality about
that, bro. Shredder.
Everyone knows that.
The Shredder. Nah, he's Shredder.
That's Shredder behavior. Okay.
I love to see Ronin Warriors reboot. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is.
No, well,
I know Rurouni Kenshin. How about a real version of Percy Jackson, as in one that even slightly resembles the books? I thought y'all got that with the first Percy Jackson movie. I thought the movies were fine. It's just the new.
No, the second one is race swapped.
Okay.
Yeah. The blonde girl's actually black, I think, in this one. Everyone's like, not really.
Okay. I remember the books. The author lady is obsessed with depressive endings, though. She did another series called Everworld. Like, I remember Animorphs, but it was kids that turned into animals. That was the appeal. I don't remember everything. Like, I was super young. I think that shit came on Nickelodeon around what? Are You Afraid of the Dark? Something.
Yeah,
like,
they tried it. I mean, it didn't catch on.
Okay. Dims, you gotta look. They already race swapped the blonde girl in the upcoming remake. Yeah, that's what I'm. So I know for sure this shit is gonna be DOA. Yeah, Kreese is 100% villain now. Yeah, bro, Kreese just broke out of jail.
I was holding on hope.
It ain't no redemption he can do.
Why can't you let me drink on my Diet Hope right now, man? Come on.
Oh, fuck that, bro. Because it's bad for you. It's bad for you. It's too much cope in there. Too much.
Shit, Ronin. Hold on. I'm sorry. I remember Ronin Warriors. I know what you're talking about because it'd be like Armor of Wildfire, Dao Chi, and yeah, it was like Samurai Power Rangers, bro. There was red, orange, green, blue, and when they combined, it was white. It was just like that. Yeah, I remember watching that. They had to go up against this one villain, but yeah, like if you did Ronin Warriors right, it would be the shit, bro. I know what he's talking about. You got to check it out. It was in the same era as like Sailor Moon. You got to check it out.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. I feel like I've seen this.
Yeah, you probably have. It was that weird. It was when Toonami was kind of just starting out. It was like that 3:00 slot. So you might have just gotten home from school, or maybe you're about to miss it, and you had to wait till like 9 or 10 at night, or even 11 o'clock at night to watch the rerun for it. Yeah, it was pretty dope. It was really dope.
John says Beast Wars, bro. I love the Beast Wars. And that's why I also said that because Megatron turned into the he had the T-Rex, and then I think he get like a dragon form. But Tommy Oliver, give him the dragon. That's the ultimate creature right there. That's
we like dragons. We like dragons.
You ain't got to be Asian to love the dragon, bro.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
Sipper, we glad you came through, bro.
Thank you, sir.
All right, man. You ready to wrap up and get out of here?
Yeah, we're pretty good, guys. Thank you so much for joining in and letting us be more interactive. We want to get you guys involved. So just thank you. Any of the comments that y'all throw out, we really enjoy hearing from you guys.
Yeah. And SWAT cats. But apparently furries are taking over.
We don't have time to get into that era, bro. I'm gonna throw that for next stream.
Okay, all right. But SWAT cats was my shit. And look, y'all, I did some art recently. That's all I'm gonna say. And apparently, I guess furries that have tainted it. But it's whatever. I don't give a fuck. That's not gonna stop me from drawing animal people, anthropomorphic characters. Y'all just wait until my actual shit come out. Furries gonna have fun with what I put out. but we grew up with Disney. You know what I'm saying? Looney Tunes, SWAT Cats, Gargoyles, TMNT. That was the staple of our entertainment, mutant or animal type creatures or something. All right, we can't let the furries take over and taint our creativity.
I take it back.
John, they gonna come out with all types of fucking orcs, sexual, all that type of shit. Hey, bro, we can't let that stop us. Can't let them taint our creativity, man.
We're gonna be on Furry Hub. We know that.
Yeah, my shit gonna be on there. Fuck it. That's gonna bring in more money. All right, y'all. We chilling. That's it for the show. Hold on, bro. Give me time. Let me pull up the video. We gotta play the outro for y'all.
Sorry.
I said sorry. I'm gonna knock these stickers off. Stays in our vote, you know?